Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Pasternak on the move. Pasternak drags. Backhand score! That is sick from Pasternak! Wow! This is absolutely filthy. Here's a feed right in front. That's a save!
Oh my God.
What a pass! And a redirect to the backhand, and Kane's got 2 and 504 in his career now.
Higher there. His name, defensive player of the month for February.
Janet Green taking Caden to the ballroom.
Outside of McCollum for 3. In and out, back tap by Okongwu. McCollum over to Alexander Walker. On the drive, flips it up, and it drops.
There's enough pressure at this time of year. If that's your thought process, you're not going to be focused on the little things and the things you have to do to go one possession at a time. Just the importance of every possession at this time of year. So if you do that, if you go out and you execute, hopefully things at the end of the day take care of themselves. But that's been the mentality of our group all year. They haven't looked past the assignment. Again, I know I've talked a lot about the big wins that we've had and the way that our guys have gotten over it, the tough losses that our guys have had and how they found a way to rebound and get their focus back. And that's one thing that we're going to have to continue with if we want to keep playing.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm just trying to make it.
Just hanging out?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's the I see we've got a printed off bracket here.
Oh, yeah.
How's the bracket looking?
I'm going to fill this out. So the draft was extremely odd.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it.
Okay.
So you can read the rules without the dollar figures.
Okay.
At the very bottom.
All right. So the rules is
I hope you can read better than some guys that just regurgitate stats on there and it sounds so miserable.
So there's
220th in field goal percentage.
Well,
86th in deflections. 54th in paint protection. 116th in 3-point field goal attempts.
Those are probably the actual numbers too, aren't they?
And I'm like,
you memorized them, didn't you?
Stop it. Without context, it means nothing. Don't read me 35 stats over the air. Talk about the actual goddamn style so the numbers have some body. Otherwise, I can just read. There's a reason they don't just do box scores in the paper anymore. No flipping bleep. God, I heard more of that yesterday. I'm like, it's okay if you say you don't really watch, you're unsure, you're not sure. Don't pretend. Don't read Chat GTBI. Don't just flipping look at the box score. Knock it off. God, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were we saying?
No,
carry on, my wayward son.
You're good. See, it's funny. It's funny because then you'd actually have to watch Troy play.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not, listen, I promise I'm not trying. Just don't pretend.
Yeah. Just
like, no judgment other than just be genuine. I felt awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Because you said 6 times yesterday, I had to stay up and watch 4 games at Troy. And in my head, I used to feel like this was severe. I felt like because he didn't always love sports as much as I did, I felt like I put pressure on subconscious pressure on him to make sure he canvassed everything. So I felt like I low-key stressed him out without
no.
And I would say to Shane sometimes after the show, I was like, man, do you think he did that for me? I would. I swear. Because I wanted to keep. I knew he was getting burned down. I was like, I just want to
pressing.
I like this dude. So you didn't have to take a deep dive into Troy.
You know why?
But do you know why I did like the fact that you took a deep dive into Troy?
Because I actually knew what I was talking about yesterday?
No. This isn't us against anybody. It's because I could actually say to you, it's weird how they move the ball around the court without really dribbling. See, I like to be able to say that to you, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because they don't have very good ball handling.
No, not at all.
But somehow they share the ball.
Yeah. They also don't move that well.
No. Do you know how many times yesterday I had to hear that they were athletic? No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They have one really good athlete.
Stop saying that.
Bellamy's bouncy. Like, Bellamy's a good athlete.
Like,
Dowd's.
But anyway.
Okay. And then everybody else looks like they are playing in a mid-major conference.
I need
you want to know why I did it? You know why I watched all the Troy games last night?
By the way, I like your green.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's St. Patrick's Day was a big thing for my grandma. It was actually her birthday, so I usually try and wear green.
My sister's birthday is tomorrow, but happy birthday to your I assume she's no longer with us?
She's no longer with us, yeah.
All right. If I drank Guinness or 40s, I would pour one out for the stuff I drink. I'm not really interested in pouring out.
Yeah.
No,
you know why I did the research?
Unless
it's just a little dribble.
Doesn't quite all the way get in. I'd be like, OG Granny.
So Austin and I did a reaction show Sunday right after Nebraska got picked.
Austin Neutron?
Yes, Jimmy. And so I'm sitting there, and I was so mad at myself.
I would be too. I'm mad at you every day.
That I had nothing of value to add about Troy.
Oh, I know how that's. Yeah,
you know how that feels.
Yes, I know how. I've kind of sat next to you.
Yeah,
where I feel like you didn't have the input you wanted.
And so that was the whole show basically. And listen, there's probably 40 teams in that bracket I can have an opinion on, and Nebraska plays one of the 28 that I don't, right? And that's just going to happen because I'm not watching a lot of Sun Belt basketball.
Yeah.
I think I saw most of the USC game, but it was November and I didn't have good recall on it.
It's okay if you actually have a life. A lot of people in our profession, like myself, do not.
And so I was so mad at myself that I had nothing of value to add except for their stats on KenPom or analytics or whatever during that reaction show that I was like, all right, we're not doing this.
Yeah. No.
I'm going to be informed about Troy.
It's just not good.
And so it wasn't
for your auditory
it was honestly, it was just for my own personal, I don't feel good about. Because I was like, I'm going to have to talk about Troy for 3 days before they play Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I was so mad at myself.
Yeah, I am.
So I watched and to answer people's questions, I record every college basketball and college football game on YouTube TV.
Yeah. Which is the one thing that I'm glad that I stuck with, because their library.
Oh, it's incredible. Having the unlimited is incredible.
I actually got to watch Isaac Trumbull wrestle from almost damn near December.
Yeah.
Because I went down this rabbit hole because this was on the heels of the AJ Ferrari discussion, and then I got to thinking, even if I did see them two in the final, he's such a light heavyweight. So then I wanted to go back, and I can't wait till you see Trumbull's frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like you. Did you ever used to make those Stretch Armstrong guys? Like you could put in like the little pour things, and they would just give you the mold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what Trumbull looks like.
Just looks like he was just molded out of clay.
Dude, I'm telling you. But anyway.
All right. So that's why I watched.
I like your green. I want to get that out of the way.
Thank you. That's why I watched Troy. It wasn't because you put pressure on me. It's because I was mad at myself.
Okay. I was mad at myself.
Speaking of
pressing.
All right. So here's the rules of your draft.
And I want to tell you about how we did it. I need some help from our stream.
So basically, there's different payouts, which is different than the way I had done it.
Yeah.
So
because I think when I emailed it to you,
yes,
it was vastly different. Wait, did I ever hit send?
Yes. Yeah, I saw.
Okay, because I went to my Hurrdat Sports, and it was at the bottom, and I was like, I don't like the interface.
Yeah, I don't either on that particular app.
So I was like, did I send this?
Yeah. So I looked at it, and there's payouts for multiple things.
Yeah.
Whereas mine, there were different point totals at these check marks, but there was only one winner.
Yeah.
Right.
So
there is a certain amount of money for winning the national championship.
Yep.
There's a certain amount of money for runner-ups, lesser amount for getting a Final Four, lesser amount for Elite Eight, same for Sweet 16. But you get paid out for each of those.
Yep.
So if you get 10 Sweet 16 teams, which would be incredible, and I don't even think you have 10 teams, but whatever. You have 5 Sweet 16 teams, then you would get 5 times that payout.
Yeah. There's some cool things at the end, like the last.
Oh, that's a good one. You get a certain amount of money if you have the latest pick in the draft that actually wins a game.
Yep.
Same thing for latest pick that makes a Sweet 16.
Yep.
And then there is also an additional bonus for just the most combined tourney wins.
Yeah. So
that's a cool setup.
So there were 16 of us.
Okay.
And it was serpentine. So you want to see what pick I drew?
Oh, numero uno. There we go.
Out of 16, and I was the fourth to put my hand in the bowl.
Ooh, who did you pick first?
Who was you can only pick one team. So I could have taken the same team twice, but the one team can only be used twice in the whole draft. Once they're used twice, they're done.
Oh, so multiple people can have the same team. 2 people can have the same team.
2 people can have the same team.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. So 16 guys, you're each going to have 8 teams?
I had pick 1.
Yeah.
32-33.
Oof.
64-65. 96-97.
Oh, that's getting rough.
And 128.
All right. So who did you pick number 1?
And I could have taken the first pick twice because if they win, I could have taken the same team twice.
You don't. You have to be really confident.
Yeah, and I was not.
You took. I'm stuck between 2 teams here. You wouldn't have taken Duke, A, because it's Duke, and B, because of the injuries.
No, I like winning. I don't hate Duke that much.
Okay, but I think because of the injuries, I don't think you would take them.
Correct.
Michigan, you don't love how they play, and they got the case and injury, which has freaked you out, rightfully so. And so I'm stuck between Arizona because you love Burries and Florida because you were honking on them early when no one else was.
That would be accurate.
Okay. This is tough because both of these are DB wants to be right picks.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm having a hard time choosing between
I'm not even going to fake.
You had to go with Arizona, right?
I went with Arizona.
Okay, yeah. You had to go with Arizona.
I went with Arizona. Would you like to know the first 16 picks? Remember, you can use the same team twice. Mm-hmm. So it went Arizona, Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Florida, Purdue, Houston back-to-back, Florida, Iowa State, UConn back-to-back, Michigan, ISU. I will give you all your money back of the $70 if you can tell me who the first non-repeat team was at number 16.
I'm going a couple different ways here in my head.
Just give it to me.
Virginia.
Incorrect. Rico, for no money, but you have to take off that hat. Who was the number 16 pick? The first non-repeater.
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't really listening. There's 15 teams.
So there's 15 picks.
So basically, not a 1 or 2 seed. Basically.
Yep. So Michigan. Oh, hang on. So it went like this: Arizona, Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Florida, Purdue, Houston, Florida, ISU, UConn, Michigan, ISU. That takes you 1 through 15. So right off the bat, UConn's gone, ISU's gone, Florida's gone, Duke's gone, Michigan's gone. Arizona. Purdue's been used once, and Arizona. Who was the first non-1 or 2 taken with the 16th pick?
Michigan State.
It was Illinois, and he took them twice.
He took them twice?
16 and 17. He took Illinois twice.
Wow. Same guy.
Yeah.
So
would you guys,
wild.
Can I get some counseling here? Would it have been wise for me to take Arizona twice?
Wiser than taking Illinois twice.
So I didn't have the opportunity to take Arizona twice. That's a bad question. So would I have taken the same team twice at 33-34? Because I did something else I need you guys to help me process through.
So I would say
you definitely wouldn't have taken the same team twice back to back.
No, not at all.
Okay.
If I was in a place where it came back around to me and there was a team like a value pick.
Yeah, but you know that's 31 picks away.
No, I know, I get that. But that's why it would be of good value, right? If you liked a team at 33 and they didn't get picked around the second time and you had another shot, then I'd probably sit there and I go, okay, that maybe I go back to the well there.
Yeah.
But I'm not picking anybody.
Yes.
I mean,
Illinois went 16-17. Do you want to know who went 18?
Who?
Purdue. So Purdue's done.
The second one. Yeah.
Michigan State went 19-20 back to back. So they were done. Then it went a run of UVA, Wisconsin, UVA, Arkansas. So I'm working backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So pick 25 was St. John's. Pick 26 was the last Arkansas. Pick 27 was St. John. Then 28-29 went Zags.
Mm-hmm.
30 and 31 were a 4 seed. Who was 30 and 31 before it gets back to me?
Okay, my 4 seeds are Bama. Arkansas already got picked, so it's not Arkansas. It's Bama, Kansas, and Nebraska. I don't think anybody's crazy enough to take Kansas back to back.
Kansas went back to back.
Oh my God.
30-31.
That's.
And your boy panicked at 32.
You did?
Yes.
You went.
Wet the bed.
Okay, if we're talking about a bedwetting.
Texas Tech.
Did you go Alabama?
That ain't wet.
I went Alabama.
Yeah.
I went Alabama.
Yeah.
How did you?
32-33, I took Bama, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's not bad at 33.
Then the run on Nebraska went.
You should have taken Vanderbilt instead of Bama.
Would you like to know who my 128th pick was?
Yeah.
Lehigh.
Big Lehigh guy?
That's all I had left. I was dead last coming back through. So I have Arizona, Bama, Wisconsin. What do you guys think about this? I took 2 teams back to back that play one another to ensure second round money.
Yeah, I generally don't do that until later in my draft.
So I felt like
when was that in yours?
64-65.
Yeah, that's probably about when I start thinking about it.
I took Clemson and Iowa.
That's probably when I start thinking about it.
Yeah. So I went Clemson, Iowa. Then I have Penn, North Dakota State, and Lehigh.
So my strategy on these is I try and avoid 8 and 9s for as long as possible. Like I'll let everybody else eat them up. I'll take 10s first because I don't think there's a big difference usually.
So it was cool because it's a lot of smart people.
Mhm.
I definitely was the poorest one in the room.
Okay.
Just gonna put it to you like that. So the strategies were amazing.
Yeah.
I saw guys that wanted to split regions. I saw guys that just took money line odds and were crossing them out.
Mm-hmm.
I sat next to a guy, I won't give him up, who on cue, I don't know if I wanted to look over my shoulder because we were all sitting around this table. It was a super cool setup.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a team was picked twice, he'd say they were done. Like he knew.
Yeah.
But he's got everybody else's picks too, because it's hard to write.
Oh yeah, it's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah, my dude, I was like, yeah, you're probably pretty good at business. I'm sure you manage a lot of people's money.
He's about to be managing mine.
Bro.
What was the first team picked twice?
The first
Arizona.
team
They
picked
were
twice
1-3.
was Arizona. Yep. So Arizona went 1-3.
Which is smart.
So even Duke, like the 4th pick was Michigan. But Duke was gone by both 5 picks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I worry about the injuries with Duke. Like and the region.
Yes, Kobe. Kobe's spot on. That's where I tinkled the sheets.
Yeah.
I forgot
about the arrest.
I forgot about Holloway.
It's not a bad pick otherwise.
And the minute I said, you're like kind of locked.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of rapid fire and you don't want to be the dude that's him-hawing around, because guys that weren't sure who they wanted to pick, they like panic picked.
Oh yeah.
It was a cool deal. Like next year, you know, I'll kind of I know I feel like I'm okay. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
you got both playing teams.
The only one that's bad is Bama. That's the only one.
It's my 32nd pick too.
I know, but Wisconsin's not a bad pick in that spot.
No, I should have taken Nebraska.
Yeah, or Vanderbilt.
So I like Vandy. I don't love Vandy. I know I talked about it being a tough matchup for Nebraska, but Nebraska can win that game.
Yeah.
I've probably seen 4 or 5 brackets that have Nebraska playing Florida.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So, and I'm kind of with them. Like, I don't, if you get past Troy and
I think Florida's a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
Out of the 1 seeds, that wouldn't have been the one I picked, but I don't think Vanderbilt's overwhelming. They're a good team, but I don't think they're overwhelming by any means. So I don't have a hard time with that. But yeah, I mean, Bama's an interesting pick if you don't have the arrest situation.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to eat it. I just wondered what you guys thought. You can laugh at me. I like to make
I like the setup.
I know, Levi.
It's kind of fun.
I panicked, man. Panicked. He said Nebraska over everything. I love the name Levi too. I'm super partial to that.
Why?
It's weird. I had when you're an educational major, all your classes are blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of the same people in my class. And this, I got kind of close to the Crete community. I worked with a couple of people that were from Crete. One of the people was Tanya Mell. She had a little brother named Levi Mell. Levi was a wrestler, and he's a really good football player. And I just did their game and I didn't just do the game. I done a high school broadcast, and I was like, oh, I know the name. So then I just kind of gravitated towards him because he's a really good wrestler and a really good football player. So I like the name Levi.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
And it's always it's kind of like the cool, creepy character in those religious cult movies. Like the bad guy is almost always named Levi or Malachi. Almost 98% of the time, if there's a creepy dude that's running the cult, it's either Levi or Malachi.
That's actually really.
But that's not why I like Levi. I'm not a creepy cult guy.
Don't be a cult leader.
No.
One of my favorite basketball players I ever coached was named Levi.
Well, and you like the song too.
I like Levon. He wears his war wounds like a crown. You're special, Shane. The song is not Levi. It's Levon. Levon wears his war wounds like a crown.
Like Le'Veon Bell?
Can't stand that guy.
Oh, okay.
I still owe Barfnick lunch. I wonder why he hasn't hit me up. He gave me some sweet memorabilia from the World Herald a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He looked great. I saw him at an Omaha game, Omaha basketball.
How's Lee doing?
He looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retirement treating him well?
He whipped the hip surgery's tail. He looked good.
Yeah.
I always rocked with him. He was making everybody else mad. I was like, this is my dude.
What was Lee making people mad for?
Oh, Lee was tough.
Yeah.
Lee, that was World Herald used to be real tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of how you want your paper.
Mm-hmm.
But Nebraska was insulated because they were winning.
Yeah. So they weren't used to it.
Yeah. So, they would be kind of critical of Nebraska. Nebraska basketball got murdered.
Sure. I remember very.
He might be he's in my fave five.
I remember very specifically speaking of the World Herald and the influence they had. I remember because I loved reading the newspaper growing up.
Me too. I took it everywhere.
Yeah, I was a huge newspaper nerd. I love newspapers. But I remember specifically, I think it was Chattel, but I remember specifically reading a piece in the sports section when Frank Solich was starting to get in hot water. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I think this is over.
Oh, because you saw it publicly?
Yeah, when it turned to be somebody publicly called for his job.
And remember, we used to go through a stretch, Rico, this was cool back then, where, not cool, but you knew once a guy wrote about something.
It was done.
It's done.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Oh, he's got an article.
And that was before I realized.
Once the writers got a hold of it, it was over.
Because a lot of times they would know things and sit on things.
Yeah, so that was before I understood that a lot of guys wouldn't write the opinion piece until they had a pretty good idea it was going to go that way.
Yeah.
So that they wanted to stay out in front of it and in the good graces.
Chattel was the master of that.
Yeah.
That's how he got so good. He was really good at that.
Yeah. And I think it was Chattel that wrote the column.
Yeah.
Because I used to write that was the job I wanted growing up.
Oh, you had strong opinions back then too?
Oh yeah, always.
Oh, you came out of the womb opinionated.
I come by this honestly.
That's fine. At least you got a chance to shape it and now you just need a little pruning. I'm growing like crazy.
Not a big prune guy.
No, me neither.
But no, that was when I growing up. I wanted specifically. I didn't want to just work. I wanted Chattel's job. I liked the column. I liked the opinion. That was the thing I wanted. And then I was like, I don't like writing that much.
I agree. I definitely agree with that, Kenny. The world here, and I used to get so mad at those guys, and now I wouldn't say I write. Like we're probably not going to get drinks, but
You probably miss them a little bit though.
yeah, like I give hugs.
Yeah.
I go hang out with Lee.
Yeah.
I don't Dirk drives everybody crazy. I like Dirk.
I was like, yeah, you've known Dirk for a long time.
Yeah. He did my dad a solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're good for the rest of whatever.
I mean, Mitch was at the World Hurl at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, I didn't really used to mess with Mitch a whole lot.
I was just trying to remember. Like he was at the paper.
As I got older, I learned to appreciate Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just need him like sometimes it's just about growing up.
Yeah.
Right. And I had a long way to go with emotional maturity. Now you just, I don't know, man. I listen to people read stats all day.
Ken B says it's Bama. A pound of MJ won't matter. He'll be on the court. It's the Bama way.
Yeah, but it's 2 felonies. Like he can't rock with that. So
I say he might not be able to leave the state.
You need like a patch if you got it for quote unquote medicinal reasons. And he didn't have the sticker, and he had an inordinate amount.
I was like, he had a distributable amount.
Yeah,
is what we like to call that.
He's what my barber would say. Dot and dot, done and done. D&D.
Where's that game at? Where's the Bama game at? Tampa. Yeah, no, I don't think he can leave the state.
I thought Nebraska may slide down to Tampa.
I'm sure Husker fans would have found a flight. I'm confident about that.
I just was looking at like all these teams that kind of went like back-to-back runs. Like Tennessee went back-to-back. You started getting like, it's just weird. All the top seeds went the fastest. So the super smart dude next to me he'd say, okay, so there's all 1 through 5 seeds are gone.
Yeah.
And he'd say all 7 seeds are gone. Like
that guy, like not him specifically, but there's like when you do drafts, there's usually a guy like that in the group.
Yeah.
Unbelievably valuable.
Hey, so one of my guys that was there, everybody had to like introduce themselves at the table. He said he brought a smart guy because he was the basketball nerd. I was like, you can't do that.
He brought in like a consultant?
Yeah, I'd have Padilla sitting on my lap. No, he probably wouldn't have been. I didn't.
Surprise, surprise.
You see the look Rico gave you?
Yeah, it did something to my soul. So I'm just going to tell you what just happened to me right now. When I saw him looking at me with the look, I'm a big, if you're disappointed in me guy, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me with his head tilted like he's older than me. And it made my stomach did a little whoop-de-whoop thing.
Little pitchy woo-woo.
I'm not disappointed. I just,
that was
it was a sentence that I was not expecting to hear.
It did not do a pitchy woo-woo.
Oh, okay.
Although it's not really manly what it did do, so I'm not going to laugh at pitchy woo-woo. I mean, I was like, oh, I feel like that was that look. That's the one that's the one T.O. gave me before he sat my ass down.
Oh, yeah. That does hurt,
man. Just yell at me.
Whoa,
man! Just seeing you do that to Ravi, that made my stomach do a little. It's the pat and the no words and the lips kind of tucked into the mouth. When a coach does that to you, it's like it's over.
He all but said, "You are so sorry right now. Go sit down."
TK says he'd be playing with a GPS monitor on his ankle as someone who does this on the other side of his situation professionally.
All right, so maybe Jacob wouldn't sit on my lap. I would sit Jacob next to me. But Jacob, he might not be my first choice, though, because he admitted he's off the hoops grid the last couple weeks.
He's been so locked in on the state tournaments.
I know.
He might not have known that the Alabama guy got arrested either, Holloway.
What did KB say? Shane, I can't read that because I'm getting my
Kobe, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
He says he's talking about the charge of failing to affix a stamp, the second felony.
Yeah.
That asserts that an individual possessed with illegal drugs without paying the state excise tax.
Yeah, so I get that, but here's the thing though, KB, like you have to have a stamp to do something illegal?
So that's what I was trying to figure out. So how are you trying to pay taxes on my illegal stuff? Like what is that?
It's Go ahead and do the illegal thing.
But you better better pay your taxes.
Hey, here's the stamp though. Like I don't
understand that at all.
I don't know. I need a lot of smart people.
That doesn't make any sense to me. That was the part of this I was like, I don't really understand what's happening here.
No, it was kind of weird.
You're like, if we had the stamp, we're cool.
We're good. Yeah, you got to have a stamp on your illegal drugs. That's crazy.
But if you
wait, so who's the illegal drug stamp dude?
Yeah, and like, is he a narc? Like, is he out there being like, hey, this guy just bought an illegal drug stamp? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get the stamp without admitting you have illegal drugs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then you're catching the first charge anyway.
Well, that's what, remember the super liberal movement where we like wanted to legalize all these drugs so they could get taxed?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's already part of the GMP. It fits. Don't worry about it. Let me tell you how the economy works with the drug cartel. It's already, we just don't say it out loud.
Okay, hold on. TK has a
TK's yelling.
Shane, can you send TK a link? He can join on his phone without the video.
This is funny. The dude is using caps.
I need to know how you pay taxes on your illegal drugs without catching a charge
and
for
TK,
having illegal
don't
drugs.
be doing that thing where you talk all slow, where I think you're done talking and then you say something else. Like, keep it pushing. Oh, my man Kenny might be smart. Kenny, you got to be down about what, 260 today? I'm cheering for my man.
Eric
Kenny.
says Yahoo Sports says he's been removed from campus. Yeah, so is the rest of the team. They're in Tampa.
I don't think that's what he means.
Okay.
I think he means he's no longer going to be a student.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying there's like and I get he didn't get charged with anything, so that's different here.
Yeah.
They let Brandon Miller play through an active murder investigation.
Oh, I know.
He was a person of interest for a while.
Yeah.
And they let him play, and he got picked like number 2 overall. So like I don't know, a pound of weed doesn't seem like that big of a deal compared to an active murder investigation.
No, Brandon Miller had the stamp.
He's got the stamp.
What, next to the gun in the back seat?
I was gonna say.
The gun was stamped. It was fine.
It wasn't mine. I left that. It was my boy's. He left that in my car. He's like, hey, man, why didn't you call and tell me you left your gun in my car? That's on me, man. I got home to shower, and I was like, man, where's my strap? Man, I must have left that in B's car.
That's on me situation. Can he that's my bad.
I'll hit him up later.
No big deal.
Oh, wait.
I'll see him tomorrow.
All right. I think TK's in. TK, explain the illegal drug tax to me.
Good morning.
My vertical challenge friend.
Thank you for recognizing my my vertical challengeness.
Your natural leverage.
Natural leverage. And I am going to talk real slow just to screw with you.
TK, you look good, man. Is this what the working world does for you? Like, you look good.
I mean, I'm still ugly. It's just my best angle. Unfortunately, because of how short I am, people don't see me from like doing up.
Oh, shoot. All right. Fair enough. Carry on, my wayward son.
Okay. So basically what happened during the war on drugs was there was a recommendation by the federal government to create the felony that we're all talking about for failure to affix tax stamps, which it's completely designed, like they're saying correctly in the comments, Kobe has it spot on, that it's basically just designed to punish drug dealers more because they want that. Not only do we want them to go to prison, the thing that actually happens when you're found guilty of failing to affix a tax stamp is the whatever Department of Revenue or whatever that does the taxes.
Yeah.
They just go to the residence and just take everything to pay for all. And like the taxes are like insane level. Like I'm a prosecutor and it makes me cringe when I see the tax percentage on them. I'm like, wow, the government can do a lot of crazy things.
Listen, TK, I'm going to tell this quick story. I'm going to try to leave names out of it. Number one, don't judge me, but I have a very good friend, ride or die. An unfortunate situation where he got in trouble. 50 some odd pounds. got him with a no knock.
Mm-hmm.
Seized a lot. No truck, no the rental property, the cash, just mysteriously gonzo. So it's going to go federal, and they're kind of waiting. And they basically look dead at him because he was going to try to plea bargain, like, hey, take this. Like, they're like, no, we're taking that anyway. But,
yeah.
So fast forward like 2 years later, like this was just a couple months ago. We're watching this movie called The Rip. And one of the guys that I'm with used to do that job where they would go in and they would seize a lot of things. And he was like, you know, DB, it was kind of like this deal with the guys that worked with the feds. I would look at the lists of assets and I would see what was already paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Already paid for. He's like, give me that guy.
Right. Because then you don't have to deal with all the liens.
May have a new truck.
Yeah.
So I said, so what do you think happened to my buddy's truck? I said, it was really nice. He said, oh, somebody's probably using that as undercover work. You know, they're driving
1,000%. 1,000%, because they take all the stuff that have already been paid off, because then you can keep all the nasty, dirty lawyers out of it for all the liens that private people have on that property. Like, you know, I bought this house from, now the bank has X, Y, and Z mortgage. So yeah.
Oh, that's I'm in the wrong profession. I should have been one of the good guys.
No, because those guys get shot.
Oh yeah.
Those guys. There's a reason why they get paid a lot, is because I mean it is dangerous to go to a drug dealer's house when they're there. It's sometimes it's even more dangerous to go there when they're not there.
Yeah. Good point, TK. I'll live one more day, I hope. We'll see.
All right, TK.
Okay, we'll see you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
We appreciate the not legal advice.
He looked fantastic.
He did. He looked good.
Man, all cleaned up.
So it is just a trap. It's just a trap to just.
No, it makes sense what he said.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, he's not going back to campus, and he's not playing ever again, unless it's in the penal league.
Listen, I heard some of those prison leagues are pretty good.
I don't know. You ever seen Jesus Shuttleworth's dad?
Yeah,
he had game.
Denzel.
Yeah,
couldn't shoot a jumper though.
Man, that thing was wet for as ugly as it was.
I don't know, man.
He was giving Ray Allen buckets.
He gave him like a bucket.
What was it? The strap knee braces? What are you hating on Denzel's game for?
Those knee braces were tough.
That's how dudes shot jumpers back then. It was kind of realistic.
No, I understand that. I get that he played like freshman ball at Fordham or something.
You ever seen Dr. J shoot a jump shot?
Dr. J can't shoot either.
It's a relative.
Just saying. It's a different game. Denzel.
I can't stand Kobe sometimes. No bleep. Man.
The alleged
That's because it was a movie, DB.
The alleged story is that the one-on-one game was real though, and they just filmed it.
Yeah.
Because apparently Ray Allen was supposed to win 10-0, and Denzel was like, I'm gonna give him a couple, like we're gonna get a couple points here and get competitive. And so it like turned into like a real one-on-one game.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Ray Allen has that look. Like, remember when he would chew his gum and he would like turn his nose up? Like,
yeah, he's like disgusted. Yeah.
Look at you like, I'm giving you 30 tonight. It's fine.
Are you a big Ray Allen guy?
I love Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Yes. I enjoy Ray Allen quite a bit. Ray Allen is not like in the top 10 of guys that I like that never played for a team I cheered for, but he's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray Allen is I like Ray Allen. He was one of the early shooters that I was a big fan of.
Yeah, that thing was super duper wet.
Better overall player than people remember.
Ray's fantastic.
Much better overall player than people remember.
Ray was fantastic.
You
know who allegedly was like this killer was Rip Hamilton.
I liked Rip a lot on that 99 UConn team.
Yeah. I sent you what they're starting. Those guys were nice.
So I actually liked that team a lot.
Calhoun could recruit.
Because I liked that they beat Duke, so I was a big fan of that.
And El Amin was just the freshman.
So Khalid El-Amin was my guy. Loved Khalid El-Amin. Rip Hamilton I had a big appreciation, and I randomly really liked Jake Voskuhl.
I have a picture with Caleb and Khalid Al-Amin. We were playing up in Minnesota with the grassroots. This is how we met. That I like from Gonzaga that's playing with Orlando.
Jalen Suggs. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were playing. It was either Team Tyus or D1 or somebody up there, and Khalid Al-Amin had a team, and everybody said like if Khalid had the resources that like Team Tyus or D1 had, that like his, but he was like the hood AAU organization.
We call it grassroots, DB. You know,
and yeah, whatever. There was already a grassroots, so grassroots was where Suggs came from.
Okay.
So anyway, there are two guys. This is like 5th to 6th grade, and they were literally asking if they could have my kid in the summer.
Really?
I'm like, who's parenting him? Like, you mean you just take this dude for 2 months?
Just let him loose?
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Kind of.
It was so early.
Yeah.
That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
You just pack up and be like, hey, he's going to be with Kenny in Atlanta for June and July. Huh?
Like, how many kids Kenny taking care of?
Kenny.
I'm not doing that. He's in the 6th grade.
Oh, he's not even in high school yet?
No.
I thought
I'll show you the picture. Al-Amin's got like his arm around him, and they're sitting on the bleachers. And I was like, I know what you're trying to do.
And Khalid's not big either.
No. And then the very next week, we saw Coach Hoiberg in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I called Hoskinson. I'm going to land the plane. But I called Hoskinson and I said, hey, remember when I told you I wasn't going to do that whole superstar AAU chase my kid around thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wrong. I owe an apology, Matt. Because 2nd, 3rd grade, we were at the Skyhawks. Our kids were there. I was like, I'm not doing this parent thing and chasing kids around and spending time. Oh man, that was tough.
And you were wrong.
Dead ass wrong.
Coming up on the show today, we got Rob and WASHUT, Husker Online. Excuse me.
Why 8:15, Shane? I mean, you can make up whatever times you want. Why'd you put him on the quarter?
He said he wasn't available until 8:15 or later.
Oh, that's nice. We'll take Robin whenever we can get him.
And then we've got our guy Ben McLaughlin. Hope he's feeling better from the Husker Radio Network. Talk a little Husker baseball. They're playing some good ball lately.
Yes, they are. Big series. Big
midweek with Wichita State.
Yes, I called Megan day before yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, Megan, I sent her a picture. It's so childish. I'm like, I have 9 eggs. I have 9 eggs left. I started the weekend in the 30s.
Oof.
Well, the boys.
Well, Caleb was there. Yeah.
And I said, hey, because I meet her on Wednesdays at Pisons. She's like, I'm going to be in Wichita, but I can send Nancy on Thursday. She's coming up. I was like, oh, shoot. I better say yes. So she's like, she's going to every one of Max's games for Nebraska baseball. Yeah. But I'll get to see Nancy on Thursday and get my 36 eggs.
There you go.
She's going to lecture me on washing versus not washing. You only need to wash them if you're going to put them in the refrigerator. If you're going to eat them like an adult, you don't have to wash them. You can leave them out. They'll be good for 2 or 3 weeks.
Can she lecture you on other food storage practices?
I'm going to listen to whatever Nancy says. She's tougher than me, number one.
What?
You're going to have to knock the food storage thing off.
I don't think I'm going. Did you see what Dank Coyote's bracket name is?
Yeah. He's not funny.
I thought it was pretty funny.
I like you guys are just carrying on like it. My man is writing like paragraphs.
No, he's day old shrimp.
Yeah, I know. No.
See, Rico thought that was funny.
No. So, time the frick out. Do we not know what you just did? I was well aware of what the team name was.
Yeah, but not everybody.
He couldn't help himself.
Not everybody else.
So he just kept on talking, and he said it. And now Giggle Gary Box over there just can't stop from laughing. That's childish.
That is an elite name.
Oh God. You just had to get that out.
Stevie, here's the thing, is not everybody in the chat.
They don't need to know what Dank's team name is.
Yeah, they do, because I need them to join the bracket. You need to join the bracket challenge. You can win prizes. You can see if you can beat me and DB and Rico. Have you joined yet? All right, Rico's going to join, and you can see if you can beat Day Old Shrimp.
He is funny. I'll give it to him. He's pretty funny.
See, Brew and Steve agrees. They absolutely needed to know.
No.
Brew and Steve's your guy, too.
He's an agent of chaos, though. Steve plays nice, sweet house, the nice yard. We can talk hockey, and, he's an arm around the shoulder guy, but he low-key chops me at the knees.
Guys, you can join either. I just tweeted it out, and Hurrdat Sports retweeted the link on Twitter. Otherwise, if you just search on ESPN for Hurrdat Sports Live,
yes, hot danger.
That should bring up our bracket challenge. Hurrdat Sports Live on the ESPN bracket challenge.
All right, before we take a break,
okay,
I gave you some easy, low-hanging fruit.
What kind of fruit we doing?
Who are these gentlemen that we have?
Well, this is one Philip Snow.
Philip's why would I whoop your ass? This dude looked dead at me the other day talking about, yeah, I do 10-minute planks. This guy's looking at me.
Well, yeah, it wasn't that the one you said when he was kind of like hunched over.
I'm like, Phil, why are you so close to me? Hey, 10-minute planks.
Yeah. So I think I know who the other one is. It doesn't really look like him, in my opinion. But it also looks like somebody that would have hosted one of those like variety shows in the 70s.
It's not
an 80s.
It's not Seacrest.
No, not Seacrest, but it looks like one, like the dating game or the match game like that. That looks like somebody that would be like, what did your partner say? And have the whole thing. But I believe that is a young Kent Pavelka.
Oh my gosh, he's horrible.
Who is that?
Okay.
That's horrible. Doesn't even look like him.
So, full disclosure, I had no idea who that was. I thought you said it was Kent Pavelka earlier, so that's why I wrote that. I have no idea who that is.
Well, there is a light shining on him.
That's true. We got a glare. Oh, thanks, Shane.
Rico. See that look? He's like that poor child.
Who is it?
It's John Baylor.
Oh, okay. There we go.
It's a young Hugh Jackman.
Now that's a good pull. Kent Pavelka?
It does kind of look like Steve Peterson.
Kent Pavelka.
I don't know. Like, people look weird when they're younger and then they get old. I was trying to be nice.
Chicken sandwich.
I can't wait to tell him. Total shame on you.
At least you know my face blindness applies to all races.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're just throwing me off your scent, though, because nobody could be that stupid.
I really didn't know that was who that was.
Yeah, maybe you are. Hey, Shane, what did Kate? So I'm a little. We're not getting KP because he's flying, or you said we'll get him.
They're flying this morning, so.
Okay.
So he's not available.
Okay, but he knows we did the.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't really see it now either with John Baylor.
Well, you did say you're never gonna make that young Kent Pavelka. I know how you are with, needing to.
Oh, it's like no, it's a bad call. I only said it because I thought I heard you say it. I thought I heard you say it was Kent Pavelka.
But you're right though. At least I know you're unequal opportunist.
Unless I know what somebody's look like, I have no idea who you are.
All right.
Just kind of out here,
Own it.
It is what it is. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, a really, really impressive team. Very well coached, very disciplined. They take care of the ball. They have a very good assist-to-turnover ratio. Do a really good job on the glass, and it's a team that's got a lot of skill all over the floor. And Dowd and Valdez, they're really, really good players. Both all-league players. Dowd first team, and those guys play with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger. And it's a team that's won 20 games 5 straight years. So they've got a winning culture, and we're going to have to be on point. It's important for us to go down there and get our crowd into it. I think we're going to have a really good crowd in Oklahoma City, and it's our job to get them into it. So important to go down there with the right mindset and get off to a fast start.
Yeah, I think that was a really big win for us in Columbus, kind of shifting ourselves forward. We've been putting in so much work, and so to see that work really pay off in a game was great. And then I just feel like we're approaching practice with a different mindset, and we're mixing things up on offense. We're also having a big focus in block defense. And so I do think that really catapulted us forward and kind of gave us our confidence back, because when you're losing, it's hard. And so I'm just really proud of our group for showing up every day. And a lot of it is things that nobody else sees, and it's hard to show up when nobody else is around. And I think we're doing that. Even in the ugly, even when we were losing, we were doing that, and it paid off tonight.
I thought we wrestled really well at the Big Ten tournament, and we had some few guys get banged up in the tournament, and they're much better now. Silas Allred, we had to pull him in the semifinals. LJ Ruggiero hurt his knees, much better, and Jacob Bandy got concussion protocol, so he didn't come back on Sunday. So we left some points out there, but really this is about getting them in the right place, in the right condition, so they can compete their best this weekend. That's what the NCAA tournament's all about here. So I think that was one of the hardest venues to wrestle and compete in my 40-plus years of college coaching. It looked like I thought we were at a Bruce Springsteen concert or something, or a parade. It was unbelievable.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Don't forget, we will be at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill on Thursday for the watch party for the opening weekend of the NCAA Tournament and, of course, the Nebraska basketball game, which tips off early that day. It's a great time. Just take a little lunch break if you can't take the whole day off. 11:40 tip for Nebraska, and you can come hang out with the Hurrdat Sports crew, including myself, and I think DB is going to stop by as well.
I am. I'm going to say hi.
Are you guys going?
So we'll maybe you'll get to see Rico as well. You can see our. I don't know what's happening right now.
You like my hands?
What's happening right now?
Some lotion.
Oh, okay. DB probably won't do that to you if you come to the sports bar.
No, there's 100% chance I won't.
Unless he's got some lotion he likes the smell of. So you can come hang out with us on Thursday starting at 11.
So I don't know if you guys can see this. Rico, can the guys see this? So this is a little kid from
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Asian Wyatt said, I'm going to get a big head cutout, and then I'm going to ask you who that is. And he said, you can say it's a young Asian Wyatt.
No, I know who
You're
that
pretty
is.
bad at this.
I know I'm bad at all faces. I'm pretty bad at faces.
It's pretty bad in general.
Well, I could have chat GPT'd who John Baylor was. I just didn't have the time for it. Wasn't sure what to put in for my entry.
Robbie.
You're so naughty.
You doing okay?
You are. You need to be reprimanded.
Why is that?
Because you're naughty.
What did I say that wasn't true?
See, nothing. TK. You guys been around each other too long. These guys are having their own sidebar chat.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I think it's Ki Hui Kwan.
Ki Hui Kwan?
Yeah, he won an Oscar a couple years ago. It was very emotional.
Is he the little guy that attacked the kid that was stabbing Indiana Jones in the back with the voodoo doll?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
What, short round? Is that what he called him?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that the guy got pulled under the concrete block roller.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And they had the fake blood, and he looked down, and it had like the little splatter on the cement wheel. I don't know why I remember that part.
Well, it's the part with the blood. I imagine that's why you remember it.
No, it was just weird how when he burned the kid had no burn marks, but all of a sudden he wasn't possessed anymore. He like wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I'm a normal kid. I was just possessed by this evil person, but the flames like chased him out of me."
The same guy that went in they had the blood marks.
Uh-huh.
He was in the first one that he was the guy that Indy fought on top of the airplane.
Oh man, the more you know. That's in your wheelhouse though. You're a big Indiana Jones guy, right?
Yeah, and then he passed away after the second movie.
Yeah.
So that's why he wasn't in the third one.
I think he also passed away in the first movie. Didn't he get his head in the propeller?
No, he's talking
about
the
actual guy passed away. Oh, okay.
God, you're special.
I thought you're talking about the guy that got his head in the propeller, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Same guy.
I didn't know.
You're so special.
Isn't that special?
Apparently, he was also Data in Goonies. That's correct, I believe.
Day-Day? That kid had the name Day-Day?
No, Data.
Oh,
Data.
I was about to say that's
not Day-Day. Would have been from maybe a different place.
I thought he said Day-Day. That's all.
Goonies would have had a different meaning for Day-Day.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
What's up, Rico?
It's totally fine. I don't know.
You know, we had never mind. Would you like to blind rank some things?
Sure.
Maybe try and get things back on track a little bit here.
That's not how you spell Bunda either.
How do we spell Bunda?
Not telling.
Is there a U?
No, because much like the T word, he'll just say it over and over and over every chance he gets.
Is there a double O?
Not telling. Carry on, idiot.
Tyga wants to know why you're always doing the Kobe clear out hand signal.
It's supposed to be my guy. See how quickly they turn on me, Rico?
It's like, hold on, clear out.
See, Tiger was in my draft pool.
I saw a TikTok the other day of somebody. It was like one of those things like, for $100,000, what friend are you tagging in to eat all this? And it's like a plate of some fast food or whatever. And it goes to a clip of this guy, and he's like, "Clear out, I got this."
I think you're an idiot. Is that what I do?
I thought you were doing like, hold on, like pause, wait.
I'm gonna need Tiger to reenact it for me. So Shane, anytime we just want somebody to call, we just send them a link.
Sure, if you want to.
God, that'd be stressful. We'd be sending out like 54 links.
Yeah, we'll get a phone eventually. That's what I'm told.
God, it's kind of aggravating. No, knock it off, Wyatt.
Wyatt's just trying to figure out how to spell Bunda.
I'm glad somebody put it in print. Data.
That was in, somebody said it earlier. That's where I got it from.
But you didn't say data.
I said data.
Yeah. Like
I'm not Fizdale over here. Take that for data.
It's data in Star Trek.
You just can't help yourself.
I say it data.
Just such a smart ass.
To be fair, though, not a lot of people there's not a lot of day days to be confused with in my culture, so it's less overlap. There's other places it might be more important to make that distinction.
Is it hot in here?
I'm okay.
Feels a little warm.
Kel Jam just wants you to give out your cell phone number.
Hey man, hit me up. It's great. I'm slowly losing it. I need to reel it back in.
Would you like to blind rank some stuff?
I don't even know if I can think straight. Sometimes I just
perfect time for it.
I just go through these spells. I want to stand on the table and just drop an elbow on you, but I don't want the tape. I don't want anything to happen to the equipment. But that's what just went through my mind. I was like, I wonder if I could just stand on this goddamn this chair and just
careful. That's a little spit. Careful here.
I'm such a child. It's fine.
You okay?
Yes, I'm gonna grow up. I hate this holiday. That's the problem.
What's wrong with St. Patrick's Day?
I don't know. A lot of drunkards. How about jack up the price of corned beef?
That's the real reason.
Nah, I got a steal the other day.
Yeah,
I know, Jibs. I'm gonna chill. What am I blind ranking?
Well, if you would like to, we can blind rank these past NCAA tournament champions from the last 25 years.
Okay.
So who is the best champion, the best team over the course of the 21st century?
Okay, there's 5.
There's 5 of them. You ready?
Yes.
I'm going to start with the difficult one for you. 2005 UNC.
Number 2.
Okay.
I mean, you know that starting lineup, right?
Yeah. That's your Sean May, Rashad McCants.
They were outstanding. They got buckets.
That's Raymond Felton. That's Marvin Williams. Jawad Williams also.
Yeah.
This is good. It's a good start. That's a good lineup.
Yep.
Beat a very good Illinois team.
Yeah, that Illinois that
Illinois
was Luther Head and
Darren Williams.
Yeah, that team was legit.
And D Brown.
That Illinois team was
probably one of the best teams not to win a championship.
I would agree.
Very, very good.
I would agree. I would put I put them up there with some of those Duke teams.
Didn't they have the crazy comeback against Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
was another good basketball
really good
team.
basketball team. That was a good tournament.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got UNC 2005 at number 2.
Correct.
I'll give you a little spoiler. I did not. I only did one of each team, of each school. So there's no 2009 UNC on here, so you don't have to worry about that one. Just trying to help you out.
Yeah. This lead.
Oh,
it's like Shane's Bunda. The lack of lead in your pencil, man, makes for a terrible writing utensil.
Totally unrelated.
So you have a lead problem?
If you need anything, call Next Gen Mail Medical. 402-614-9700. If you have problems either with your Bunda or lead,
maybe you need to get a different size over there.
They can certainly help you out no matter what your issues are.
Instead of a 0.5, maybe a 0.7.
You know the 0.7 smaller, right? You okay?
No, the 0.7's bigger. 0.3 smaller.
Okay.
All right. You got number 2, 2005 UNC.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Next one. 2001 Duke.
Oh, boy. That's Battier and company.
Yeah, it's Jay Will.
They were way good.
2001 Duke.
Holy, I feel like I should put them 1.
This team's loaded. This is a loaded team. I'm going to be full transparency.
I'm putting that team 1.
This is a list of very, very good
champions. No, I told you. And the 02 team was probably one of the other really, really good teams to not win the title because they had everybody back but Battier.
So that's Williams, Battier, Dunleavy, Carlos Boozer, Chris Duhon.
Yeah. I'll put them guys ain't beating 05. I got to put them 1.
All right. Next up, 2007 Florida.
So 2007 Florida.
That's the second of
Were they the 1 or the 3 seed?
Let's look here. They almost had to have been a 1. They were 35-5. They were a 1 seed in the Midwest.
Okay. Let me ask you a question here because I'm going to buy myself some time.
Okay.
So I saw this stat last night.
Okay.
19 of the last 20 NCAA champions have been either a 1 seed or from what conference?
The 1 seed or it hasn't been the Big Ten.
Either a 1 seed or from this conference.
So Kentucky's won it, Florida's won it. Is it the SEC?
Incorrect.
ACC.
Incorrect. Either a 1 seed or from this conference.
Well, I'm running out of options. It's not the Big Ten, so Big 12?
Incorrect.
The Big Ten doesn't have one since...
That is not the right answer.
Wait, so are we going off the grid here? Or the Big East?
Correct. 19 of the last 20 NCAA champions have either been a 1 seed
or from the Big East.
Now, for 10 of your doll hairs, who's the one that won that wasn't either?
Okay.
Boom, 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 bing, boom.
I mean, I'm going to guess it was 06 Florida.
Boom, boom, boom.
Damn it. You gave it away before you started.
What seed were they?
There were 3 because you asked if this team was a 1 or a 3. So the assumption is that the other champion was a 3.
I just gave away. Damn, does that put me at 60?
It does.
Fudge. It's fine.
Isn't
that amazing?
It is.
That's an amazing stat.
I forget because only 2 Big East teams have won in the last 20. In UConn and Villanova, but that comes up with 5 of their championships, so that's a good chunk of. That's a good chunk of.
19 of the last 20.
Interesting.
Florida, as the 3 seed, is the only outlier.
So that Florida team: Tareen Green, Al Horford, Corey Brewer, Joakim Noah, Chris Richard, and Maurice Spates.
I will put them at 4.
4. Okay. Not a big Florida fan.
No, they're fine.
All right. 2018 Villanova.
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins is 16. 18 is the team that rolled people.
Yeah. 16 was who beat Carolina.
Yep.
The night we lost my dad.
That was
at Walmart.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
Archie Diacono.
So I'm putting that Nova team 3. They were legit.
That Nova team was unreal.
They could flip and score.
You're gonna be mad.
That's great. I appreciate how I finally run to one of these. Well, I was kicking your tail. It's about time you gave me something tough.
Well, I don't think that's necessary. That's not very nice. You don't have to. That team is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, Amari Spellman, Eric Pascal, Colin Gillespie and Jermaine Samuels.
And that's Pascal. Don't get it. That was Pascal.
It's Paschal, I believe. I'm just kidding. All right, the last one. You ready?
Yep.
You're going to be mad. 2012 Kentucky.
I got to put them 5.
I mean,
I'd put them ahead of Florida.
It's the only one you have left. But
I didn't love that team.
That team's pretty good.
I didn't love that team. I mean, they had some flameouts that were supposed to be good pros.
Team's pretty good, though. It's pretty good.
It's fine.
I mean, who would you would have put them at 4?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Where would you put them?
I don't know.
You're thinking like. So can I just say something about Anthony Davis?
No, I remember he couldn't score in
yeah,
college.
Statistically, he was good. He wasn't AD going for 30 a night.
He was a freak
So
defender.
you're seeing the names. And who's the pogo stick that turned out to be the horrible pro? Was it Kid Gilchrist?
Kid Gilchrist was I didn't think of him as a pogo stick. I mean, he was good. He went number 2, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he couldn't shoot ever.
Yeah, was not.
Yeah, Terrence Jones.
Okay,
Yeah.
the little lefty. He's okay.
But here's the thing: is I can't hold if we're not counting what AD turned into in the league. I can't turn what Michael Kid Gilchrist was.
No, I know. I just think he was just an okay. I don't think.
I thought
I didn't get the buzz.
Okay.
Over.
I think this was a team that was
MKG
better in college than most of them turned out to be in the pros.
Yeah, I'll put them 4.
Like I think this turned out to be a very good college team.
Yeah, you tried to gas me up. I'm not mad over that.
All right.
Where would you put them? Just now you know they're your teams. How would you slot them?
They're definitely. I think they're definitely ahead of 07 Florida.
2008 Memphis didn't win though, Heath. That was with Michael Douglas Roberts and
Chris Douglas.
Chris Douglas. I see Michael Douglas.
Robert
Do you know
Dozier.
why? Because I'm having a bad day and I feel like I'm in a traffic jam.
And
I may
falling
lose,
down.
Yeah, I may lose my mind. So it was Chris
Robert
Douglas
Dozier,
Roberts and
Joey Dorsey,
and
Derrick
Jalen
Rose,
and Derrick Rose.
And then the 5th guy, Anthony Anderson, I think.
Yeah, no business losing in overtime. Kids, make your free throws.
Yeah, I thought
that's that off-brand KU team that won it.
Yeah, that KU team was not good. Of like all the KU
Russell
teams,
Robinson and Daryl Arthur.
Of all the KU teams that Self has had, that for that to be the one that broke through is like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, JK, I'm with you. For 19, make it 19 out of 21 when Nebraska wins it this year as a 4 seed.
There you go.
Hergy. Hey, DB, off topic. I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly, but I wanted to see how your wife's family's doing out in western Nebraska with these wildfires. It's been tough. Tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pictures every day. Bad.
How did he know that? That is impressive, Herg.
Hot Danger, no, not the guy from Blackish. That was his name, though, right? Anthony Anderson?
Says the actor, yes.
Yeah, different Anthony Anderson, Hot Danger.
It's all part of what goes on here.
Yeah.
Hopefully Robin can provide some levity.
I thought that's what you called Rico in February.
No, Rico's crazy. I can't take him anywhere.
We'll be right back with Robin Wash from Husker Online. Husker Online.
Yeah, now moving into the tournament, it's time to be playing our best basketball in March. And nobody on our team feels like that we have maxed out yet. And so that's something we've been really working hard on this week is just every day finding a way to get better. And, teams that get better between the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, I feel like are ones that can really make a run and a push. And that's what we want to be, is one of those teams that maxes out and plays our best basketball here in March. Yeah, well, we've been working, we've had a little idle time as coaches, so we've been working really hard and, kind of possibilities and talking through potential opponents. And so now, we'll put the final touches on, scouting report for Richmond and be ready for practice tomorrow and likely traveling. And it's going to be quick turnaround, but our kids are more than ready to have a game against a different opponent.
Like I've always believed great coaches should be authoritative, not authoritarian, so I think you have to, he can't be a partner in that everyone's deciding how we want to do things. He's got to be the alpha, and this is how we do it. I do think the best coaches, though, they explain it in a way that they explain why, but they don't justify it, So what I like the most about Rob is that, he's watching NFL tape, he's watching Indiana's defense, he's watching Iowa's defense, he's watching, Mountain West team's defense. He's always looking for new things. He wants to be on the cutting edge, and that's probably what the recruit is referring to. But like I said earlier, I think Rob's the kind of coach that I would want to play for, in that it's just always, hey, what's the best way? Not what's my way, but what's the best way? And that's probably what that recruit's referring to.
Yeah, well, you just have to do everything in your power to, prepare the best that you possibly can, because you only get one chance at this, and especially for Rink and I, being seniors, is our last chance to get this tourney win for this program. So we're going to do everything in our power to prepare the best that we possibly can, and I think we're just bringing that urgency and trying to spread that to the rest of the team. I think really well. There's obviously things we need to clean up, but that part of that is the scout team doing a good job of giving us a look at Troy and what they're going to do. So I almost take it as a positive if we get our butts kicked that first day, because that means that scout team's giving us a look, and we're not going to be surprised when it comes to the game. So, I feel like we've had good energy these past few days, and we're just going to make sure as leaders to make sure everyone else has that energy.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We've played, and I said that throughout the year. We've played it pretty much every time you can possibly play over the course of the season. We played 11 a.m. games. We played the 9 p.m. So we played at 10:15 Central Time when we played at UCLA. So we're experienced with it, and it just you play at the time that they give you. That came out. I think the first one was 5:10 or 4:10? No, 3:10. Yeah, I get my time zones messed up. But yeah, it's listen, you get the 11:40 game, it's exciting, and you get a tip off the tournament. So our guys will be ready.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. We are joined now by Robin WASHUT from Husker Online. Robin, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you guys?
I'm good. Robin, where have you been?
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I've been everywhere. I just wanted a chance to sing. That's all. I hope you didn't find me accosting you the other day at practice weird. I appreciate your patience with my fondness of you.
No, it was a warm, genuine embrace, and it made me feel welcomed. I appreciated it.
Thank you. I would never do that with my radio show partner because I think he's crazy.
Understandable.
I appreciate your patience with me. Are you in Bricktown?
Not yet. We leave this afternoon. Got the whole Husker Online crew. It's a big game when Sean and Sipple pack up the SUV and we all drive down to a basketball game together. I don't know if this has ever happened. So rare times continue this season.
So Gas Can gets all the fancy car endorsements. Is he taking the big rig, and are you letting him drive?
Oh yeah. I'll sit in the back and use the opportunity to get some work done and let Sipple entertain him for the 6 hours and just kind of do my thing. And he's got all the bells and whistles too. So there's like TV screens on the seats and everything. So he can like hook up a Roku and all that stuff, so we can watch whatever. So we'll be plenty entertained. It'll be like a good old National Lampoon Vacation.
All right, now with that big old block of his, just don't be talking to him from the back seat where he'll like turn around and stuff. There's only so much back headroom in that thing. Is Sip gonna be the passenger, like in the passenger seat?
Maybe for a little bit. The thing is, he's not the best co-pilot because he doesn't stay on top of things very well. So usually, like once we get into like areas where Sean needs navigation help, then Sip goes to the back seat.
I can just picture Sip talking with his mouth full and food crumbles on his chest.
Well, a lot of times, like, you ask him a map, like, or like a question about a map or GPS, and like he just doesn't really understand how to interpret it. And like, I think you turn here. No, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Wait, turn here. And then it's just like cutting through 4 lanes of traffic. It's it's just safer for everybody if he hangs out in the back.
Now, Robin, you don't seem much like the gatekeeping type, but are you at all pulling your hair out with basketball aficionados explaining Troy to you?
Yeah, people have opinions, and it's been good to hear different sides and new perspectives on what Nebraska's up against on Thursday.
So much something or nothing that I'm weird, this. I'm one of those guys that's like, hey, the crowd's cool, the fans are cool. I saw him take over Memphis. That didn't go well. I'm kind of a just play ball guy. What do you think Nebraska's basketball team and Coach Hoiberg think about the proximity of OKC?
I mean, it's an advantage, and especially for a team that has thrived so much on home court environments. I mean, not just at PBA, but the neutral site games. Obviously the Sioux Falls is the best example, but even down in Kansas City, where there was Husker heavy crowds down there, they've been an up and down team all year long, and when they can have that added motivation from having the crowd behind them, that I think just gets the highs even higher for them, and maybe kind of reduces some of the lows that you've seen from them in other games this season. So I agree with you that it only makes so much of a difference because you're not going to get much more of an electric scene than what they had in Memphis, and it, like you said, didn't matter at all. So it helps, but certainly not the end all be all, like the greatest X factor that's going to win them the game. Like they've got to, as Fred said, they've got to go and use that or make that crowd be an advantage to them. The only way that happens is if they play well.
Robin, as you're kind of thinking about crowd versus matchup and kind of everything going into this one on Thursday, what do you think is more important for Nebraska? Getting off to a fast start to keep that crowd kind of juiced up and in it, or being able to kind of establish early how they want to play?
I mean, it'd be nice if they're not in a giant hole right out of the gate. That's been a kind of concerning theme for them for a while now. And in this stage, with the pressure that they understand that's on them right now, like that's the last thing you want to have to do is put yourself in a massive hole that you're spending the entire first half trying to climb out of. But I will say that I think it's just as important that, even if they do start fast, that they avoid this kind of EKG performance where it's such highs, such lows, even within the game. They've been kind of an erratic team. And I guess the good news is with all the slow starts, for the most part, they've been able to kind of level it out in the second half and make adjustments and be a better team over the last 20. But, playing as close to a 40-minute game as you can at this time of year is so critical, especially with, again, the inherent pressure that's going to be on them. Like the level of consistency with which Nebraska can play is going to be, as important as anything in this one, just because they can't keep putting themselves in this situation where, their performance is so varied from, each media timeout to media timeout or half to half. Like they've got to play their best basketball for as close to 40 minutes as possible, and they haven't done that in a long time. So that's to me is the bigger challenge than just starting fast. So even if you do start fast, you got to be able to try to sustain that for as long as possible.
Robin, it's such a fascinating team to watch actually play when you put it against the stats. They're a really good example of why you just can't look at stats, right? Because you watch them play and you see they don't dribble a ton, really good passers, but not elite level athleticism. And everybody brings up, they just look at the offensive rebounding. They'll say, hey, X amount of offensive rebounds a game, these guys really attack the glass. But when you actually watch it, it's not like they throw it up there and go get it. They have a couple of really good offensive rebounders. And for a team that has a lot of threes, they haven't shot up as many of them in the second half of the season. If they're going to get Nebraska offensively, what do you think Troy is doing that deals them fits?
Yeah, I mean, it is starting hot from three because that's just kind of the nature of Nebraska's defense. When Nebraska's defense has issues, it's one, when teams get hot against them from three, but then also the inability. It's kind of a multi-part here. Obviously, the 3-point shot and the offensive rebounds are the two things that really jump out to you. But then also Nebraska allowing teams to operate in transition, both with turnovers, which have increased over the last few weeks, and then the inability to make shots on the other end. When they go through these kind of scoring lulls and they're allowing teams to, initiate offense off defensive rebounds, and then they struggle to get back the way they need to get back in transition. That's caused them problems as well. So I think that's kind of the MO for Nebraska is in this one is to make Troy have to earn everything and not give them the pick six turnovers or the long defensive rebounds off a rush three on the other end that puts you in a bad spot right from the jump defensively. But then also you can't give them so many opportunities because, while they're not like this Texas A&M 2024, crash the glass offensive rebounding team, they do have guys that kind of make their hay in that regard. That's why their offensive rebounding percentage is what it is. And it's a stat that you got to take into account. But it's not just that. It's not just shutting down the 3-point line. When Nebraska's defense is at its best, it's when it's kind of dictating how the other team has to operate. And when they make things easy on their opponent, obviously that's when they find themselves getting into trouble.
So, Robin, speaking of Troy's offense a little bit here, DB mentioned how good of a passing team they are. Is there a team Nebraska's played this year that you would kind of put in that category? Because there's not a ton of them.
That's a good question.
That kind of just like pop the ball around. And so I'm sort of struggling to picture what the defense looks like and where there might be some strengths versus weaknesses against this particular style of offense where it's heavy pass and not nearly as much dribble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know if there's one in the Big Ten that necessarily fits just from a personnel standpoint.
Like a 1-to-1 comp.
Yeah, and Fred was asked about that yesterday, and he said, there's really not one. There's elements of what they do that Nebraska has seen before, but I don't think there's like a copy and paste example that you can point to this season. I'd say probably, by no surprise, you maybe go back into earlier in non-conference play where you're seeing teams with a bit smaller front courts that have to operate offense like that, unlike many of the teams in the Big Ten that do feature more size and just a more aggressive front court. So I don't know if there's one that you can point to. I would say, I'm trying to think of some of these early non-conference games that they played.
Let me give you one real quick, Robin. They're in conference, and it's not always how they play, but remember the 6 or 7 minute, and I'm not comparing their offensive prowess because Troy doesn't have near the shooters. But remember when Illinois went through like that 6 or 7 minute stretch of offense where the ball barely was dribbled? It was like little handoff, pass, pump fake, skip, where Troy isn't that smooth with kind of that European
a little more herky-jerky
action. It's a little more herky-jerky, but they're going to force Nebraska to really move on their rotations if they're playing how they normally play on offense. I think for me that's fascinating because I actually think it's going to help Nebraska defensively rebound.
Yeah, I agree. And again, it comes back to, the level of intensity that Nebraska plays with defensively, because when they do rotate the way that they're supposed to rotate and they close out aggressively the way they're supposed to, like then that's when their defense, I think, really thrives. And then obviously the next element is finishing the job with rebounds. But if you're putting that much effort on, the process defensively, that usually sets yourself up to defensive rebound a lot better than when you're late and you're not closing out with the same want to that they need to be doing. So I think a lot of this just comes down to not just a schematic thing, but just is Nebraska ready to play the way they're capable of playing, and are they going to defend the way that they did earlier in the season? You go back to, you mentioned Illinois. Like I actually just rewatched that game. It was on BTN, like the little express version last night, and I commented about how fast Nebraska looked. On both ends of the floor, just how crisp everything looked. Like that's the key. I mean, you talk about the offense and hitting shots and all that stuff, but when they're playing with that type of intent defensively, that's, I think, what puts them over the top, and why I think Nebraska's play defensively is probably the most important part of this entire conversation about getting that first win.
You guys think Dowd guards Samford?
I don't know if it's just going to be one guy, and I don't know if Troy can do that.
I don't
know if they have a defender that can do that.
So they're not very athletic, and this is the first team that Nebraska's, but outside of Hoiberg, they'll be considerably bigger than these guys in the what I would call the quote unquote backcourt. So maybe, I don't know. I could see Troy being in trouble with transition. Like if they don't rebound, Nebraska could run it down their back. But Nebraska in the half court sets should be able to see fairly clear.
Definitely don't want to put Valdez on him. That would be a nightmare.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
So what we got? The two twins are too small.
Yeah, way too small. Maybe if Singh plays, you put Singh on Berke and you're able to put Dowd on Price. But if Singh doesn't play, I think you have to put. I don't know. Put Valdez on Berke?
I would, because he's not going to. Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
He's not. You have to chase Price.
Yeah, I know. That's why you can't put Valdez on him, because
that's how Dowd plays on offense too. That dude doesn't sit still.
Yeah, it's a different movement, but you're right. He moves a ton.
I just don't track meet.
So you think pace becomes an issue, or if you don't rebound, it doesn't really matter? Because there are only a few teams that are really, really good at taking out of the basket after made baskets that make a living. But if Nebraska's rebounding, you could see tempo maybe getting away from Troy. I'm just looking for ways that Nebraska can get off to good starts.
No, that's 100%. And, when Nebraska's offense is operating with tempo, that's when it's at its best. A lot of times when you've seen these struggles, it's when teams slow them down and make everything hard for them, with physicality, with contact. That's going to be the other element. Like Troy's going to get up in Nebraska's grill and, try to make them work. And so the amount that you can not let that defense get set and keep Troy scrambling, the better it's obviously going to be for Nebraska. And I do think this is going to be a great opportunity for Price to have himself a day. I also would put Braden Frager in that conversation. I think he's been quiet for too long. And if there was a game for him to kind of get back into form and become maybe a little bit more of an offensive focal point, it's this one, because I think that his athleticism could cause some matchup problems, because teams obviously have to devote so much attention to Price that they need somebody else that can get to the rim and maybe exploit some one-on-one matchups that can help take some of the pressure, like that Illinois game where Price's gravity was so great that Illinois had to devote so much attention to him. It opened up so much else for everybody else with back cuts and all that stuff. So I think if you can get back to that formula where, one, you're playing with pace and tempo and transition, two, you're making them exude a lot of energy chasing Price around for 35, 38 minutes, and then having somebody else that can, maybe exploit some of the athleticism mismatches that are going to be there, like a Frager. I think Rink, obviously, this would be a perfect day for him to have a inside presence, just because of how much bigger Nebraska is going to be. So I think that there's going to be a ripple effect with how Nebraska can kick up the tempo, and obviously that starts on the defensive end, but then also if they can get Price going with the movement that makes him so good, and then how the rest of his teammates are able to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, this is an unpopular opinion, and I don't know, Ravi, I'll ask both of you because he's watched a lot of them too. They seem better offensively with Bellamy than with Sang, in my opinion. And since he's been playing, they don't shoot. Maybe they don't make. They haven't become. They're not as dependent on the 3-point shot either. I wonder, like from a matchup standpoint, if you almost wouldn't. And he's a way better free throw shooter. I almost wonder if you don't want Bellamy to play more.
I think he's a harder matchup for Mass too.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, the more you can make Rink have to move and guard in space defensively, and not just to kind of let him settle in, the better. But I think Nebraska's system kind of hides that a little bit too, with the way that they kind of focus on taking away the paint. So inherently, they're gonna try to bait Troy into taking a lot of threes, just like they do anyone. So maybe Troy has to adjust, because I don't know if they've seen anything like what Nebraska does defensively all season. Certainly not with the size in the front court that Nebraska has. So I'm curious to see, regardless of personnel, how much Troy has to adapt what they do. I mean, it's one thing to look at what they do in Sunbelt, but they're playing a different animal right now, just in terms of the size and stature of Nebraska. So Nebraska can maybe go a long way in changing how Troy has to play compared to what got him to another Sun Belt title.
Yeah, because they clearly would be the way smallest team in the Big Ten.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Robin, when you're looking at Troy defensively, they throw out kind of a lot of different stuff, from man to zone to some matchup, different kinds of zones. They can be a little junky that way. How much of that do you expect to see? As we mentioned, don't have a really good matchup for Price unless you want to take one of your best shooters off the floor and put Keel in there a lot to maybe have a little bit better defensive matchup for Samford. Like, how much of the sort of unorthodox defenses do you expect to see?
Probably as much as they need to, just because like they are at a disadvantage just physically, and so I think they got to combat that with just trying to create some havoc with Nebraska. Nebraska struggled with that. Like, the film's out there that if you pressure with them and you're physical with them, not only do you increase your opportunity for steals and whatnot, but Nebraska's just had a lot of mental miscues where under pressure they try to do too much, where they dribble the ball inside without a plan and then have to kind of scramble mode, throw the ball out, or they just throw an errant pass or stuff like that. Like the unforced turnovers have been as much of a concern as anything for me. And that Purdue game, that was a real issue in the first half, and they were able to clean it up, which I guess is good news. But still, like, you look at when Nebraska struggled, it's been against teams that get up in Sam and Jamarcus's grill and make them have to play through contact and play through aggressive on ball defense. And so that's one thing that Nebraska, I think, regardless if it's a zone or man to man, like how they handle the aggression and some of the chances Troy is probably going to take to force turnovers, that just staying under control and not getting sped up will be a real important part.
Robin, I'll get you out on this just because I know you guys enjoy a sip. Will probably get something weird like a margarita. I know your passion. Will you try new eateries or will you go with old reliable, considering you guys are so familiar with OKC?
Yeah. So I know Wednesday night we're going to Mahogany Prime downtown.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, we went there for the Oklahoma game in 2021. I think that was the last time we were down there. So that's on the docket. And then from there, I think it's just kind of we'll just go where the wind takes us and see what's all down there. We did get a list from our Oklahoma On 3 guys that kind of gave us a very helpful and detailed breakdown of the different types of restaurants, the different vibes you can find down there. So we'll play it by ear and kind of adjust as the mood dictates.
I just look forward to Sip getting the fishiest fish thing at Mahogany Prime that he can get. Maybe some, nice halibut or.
He does get fish at steakhouses, and it's strange to me. I mean, I get it. Like sometimes you just don't want a steak, but like, all right, come on, man. You're like, we went to what was it, Mastro's or something like that. Like, and just because we were in California, he had to get a fish. And it's like, come on, man. You're like one of the best steakhouses in the country.
Hey, listen, man.
I mean, if you're letting Sip navigate, you're going to end up at an Applebee's regardless. So
Don't mouth me.
There's an Outback right over there.
Applebee's. Hey, what's your go-to snack?
Like on road trips?
Yeah.
Oh, usually like I gotta get like some Dots pretzels. I don't know why, but I love those things.
People that rock pretzels love that brand.
Pretzels. Yeah, that's
it's so good. It's so good, and just the original. I don't mess with like the different flavors, which they're fine, but nothing compares to the original. And then
finger guy,
no mustard
guy. Yeah, no, I don't want to mess with that. So Dots pretzels and peanut M&Ms. That's my go-to.
All right, there you go. A little sweet and salty.
All right, buddy. Safe travels to you guys. I'd love to be a fly on the. Is Sean a fast driver?
Decent. He doesn't go fast enough for my liking, but it's fine.
I've got one.
I've got probably the second heaviest foot. Sips the worst because he goes super fast, but then also he's on his phone the whole time, and it's just like, oh my god, we're gonna die. So he doesn't get to drive.
That's
the least surprising thing ever.
What's the Sean Callahan playlist like?
Oh, well, usually we have to take control of that because he just plays whatever like he was listening to before. And with his 2 daughters, it's a lot of like top 40 pop music. And yeah, like there's one time like came on and it was like Kids Bop. And I'm like, no, Sean, we are not listening to Kids Bop covers of whatever top 40 song this is. Play something else. And it's funny because Sip's the most like agitated by it. Like there's like a point where it's like, all right, whatever, just background music. But like Sip has a threshold when it comes to Sean's music choice, and it usually doesn't last long.
Well, last roadie Sip took from Milwaukee, he had the grandkids, and he's listening to like Drake, Chad, or Scott. He's all over. Like he's like, DP, I'm listening to gangster rap.
Gangster rap Drake?
Like that's not Drake. And he goes, well, Drake sucks. I'm talking about the other guys. I was like, anti-Drake.
Hey, he's just trying to keep up with the youths. That's what it is.
Sip's a gym. All right, safe travels, Robin.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Appreciate it.
That's Robin Washington from Husker Online. Good stuff there from Robin as always. Let's take a quick break. We will be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Yeah, a really, really impressive team. Very well coached, very disciplined. They take care of the ball. They have a very good assist to turnover ratio. Do a really good job on the glass, and it's a team that's got a lot of skill all over the floor. And Dowd and Valdez, they're really, really good players. Both all-league players. Dowd first team, and those guys play with a lot of confidence and a lot of swagger. And it's a team that's won 20 games 5 straight years, so they've got a winning culture, and we're going to have to be on point. It's important for us, to go down there and get our crowd into it. I think we're going to have a really good crowd in Oklahoma City, and it's our job to get them into it. So important to go down there with the right mindset and get off to a fast start.
Yeah, I think that was a really big win for us in Columbus, kind of shifting ourselves forward. We've been putting in so much work, and so to see that work really pay off in a game was great. And then I just feel like we're approaching practice with a different mindset, and we're mixing things up on offense. We're also having a big focus in block defense, and so I do think that really catapulted us forward and kind of gave us our confidence back, because it was, when you're losing, it's hard. And so I'm just really proud of our group for showing up every day. And a lot of it is things that nobody else sees, and it's hard to show up when nobody else is around. And I think we're doing that. Even in the ugly, even when we were losing, we were doing that. And it paid off tonight.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Good stuff there from our guy Robin WASHUT from Husker Online. Good luck and Godspeed to that road trip. That's quite the motley crew there.
It's classic. It's classic.
That's an interesting group.
Yeah, docu series right there.
Did he say docu?
Yeah, he did.
Was that like docu?
That's a docu series.
That's a docu series right there.
It's a docu series.
Like a brand of pants. Arnie says less BS and more sports would equal more listeners. I don't know, Arnie. We may have to try that. I don't know.
Pass.
Yeah, we'll see. Give that the old college try.
No, thank you.
Oh, imagine what the numbers would really look like.
Just wait till the summer, Arnie.
Oh boy,
it's gonna get bad.
Should see the downloads.
So there's got a little college basketball news. I want to kind of clean up a little bit here. Some from around the country as some teams that did not make the NCAA tournament.
Famously.
It's not the one you're thinking of. I thought it was super interesting. There's a couple here. There's 3 teams that I want to get to. Oklahoma, Syracuse, and Butler. Where would you like to start?
Well, Oklahoma, because, to make the announcement that Porter's coming back so early, I thought was extremely interesting. He must be expensive.
I also thought it was interesting. So that's where I wanted to start as well. Because
then I want to start someplace different.
Don't be petty. I thought it was really interesting, not just that they announced he was coming back early, but also the statements that it seemed like the AD for Oklahoma, I think he legitimately said, we haven't kept up our end of the deal for the expectations we have of this program.
Yeah.
And that's one of the first times I've heard an AD just say like, hey, our coach actually did pretty good. We didn't give him enough resources.
So, and I think that'll be huge, in college sports to be in general. But so like, I always liken that comment. I can't imagine if Dannon said that to Coach Rule, right? You're spending in the middle of the pack in the Big Ten. You feel like you should be top 5, 6 spenders in the league. You've been 10th, 11th, 12th. and actual spending and football, like just the amount of freedom that would give you as a coach. And clearly Porter can coach.
Absolutely. I mean,
right.
Yes.
So the allocating of resources, and to hear your athletic director say that, I couldn't. I was kind of shocked.
I was too. Like, that's the first time I think I've heard that, where they just said, "Hey, we didn't keep up our end of the bargain."
Especially if you watch him the last couple of years, because you're like, "What happened?" Because I think is this 4 out of 6
that they've missed?
Yeah,
I think so. And again, I think most people think he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, that's anecdotally, so don't hold me to that. But I think it's like 4 out of 6 or 5 out of 7.
I'll have it for you here in a second.
Something like that.
So since coming to Oklahoma, they have missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. 1, 2, 3,
5 out of 6?
4 out of 5. Sorry, 4 out of 5.
Okay.
So they made an NIT his first year, no postseason the next 2, even though they were decent in 23-24. They must have declined an invite. Made the first round of the NCAA tournament last year, and then are in the CBC this year.
Yeah, Chuck, I kind of agree. I think Oklahoma is one of those interesting schools. I should probably ask Jess. By the way, I think Jess is on standby for Friday. I wanted to grab her Friday morning, but she's down with the network, and so allegedly she has to work. I mean, I don't know why you're just not going to take a trip. It is close to your house. But so put her on standby for Friday, because I would like a live report. It'd have been nice if we could have sent her to Cleveland.
Yeah, for wrestling.
Yeah, just been her on the site.
Yeah.
We had a guy that offered to send her. And I said, she likes to drive. She'd probably pocket the plane ticket money and just go on to Cleveland and give us live reports. But so put that in the notes, Shane. But I think the fan, like, what should be winning at Oklahoma
for basketball specifically,
especially when you had one of the best ADs ever step down, right? Because you want baseball to be good. You think basketball should be good. You have to be good at football.
That's a non-negotiable.
So it's like they're one of those weird schools where you always wonder does the star power match the revenue in which they're able to spend on their sports?
Yeah, I mean,
because there could be a disconnect.
I also wonder, like, historically, if they, like, what their expectations should be for who they've been, right? Like, obviously, Kelvin Sampson was really, really good there. And then Lon Kruger was pretty good.
Yeah, Kruger
solid.
Was actually probably better than he's remembered.
Probably. I would agree with that. Probably better than
what do the numbers say? And this is, again, it's anecdotally.
Yeah, so he only missed 3 tournaments, it looks like.
And
in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
11?
10 years.
Okay.
So he went 7 out of 10.
Dude, if I'd have nailed that.
I know, that's pretty good. 7 out of 10 years. So I think second round here is technically first round, because they do the weird thing with the whatever. So regional semifinal and national semifinal back-to-back in 15 and 16 were his best results. They were a 2 and 3 seed respectively that year.
That was Flaky Blake and the crew, right?
Yes.
The Ying Yang twins?
Yep. Just one of those. But Griffin was only there 1 year, I believe, right?
Yeah, he was, but he had his brother.
Yeah, Taylor was there for a stretch as well. So, like, they had a really good stretch through there with Lon Kruger. Sampson made it Kelvin Sampson was really good. He made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row, missed 1, made 2 more before heading off to Indiana. So he was 11 out of 12. He had a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 2 3 seeds, 2 4 seeds. Like, he had a really good stretch at Oklahoma.
I don't remember his 1 seed year. What year was that?
02-03.
Oh boy, that's dating my memory.
That's not Eduardo Nahara, is it?
Shoot, you know what? It might be.
Is that
would be the pull of all pulls. that Nahara would be the pull of all pulls.
I think
it's too early.
I think he's later than that. Yeah,
I think.
Dude, this is a weird roster.
03?
There is not a single guy on this roster that played in the NBA.
Give it to me.
Hollis Price.
Great guard, though.
Yep.
Hollis Price was sweet.
Ebby Ere.
I used to think Hollis Price was like Mookie Blaylock.
So Kevin Bookout turned out to be pretty good.
Bookout was,
but he was a freshman that year.
Bookout was a baller.
Quantus White, D'Angelo Alexander, Jabari Brown, Johnny Gilbert. Yeah, it's not a great roster to be a 1 seed.
I would have never guessed that Kelvin Sampson had Oklahoma as a 1.
I think 0405 might have been Nahara.
That sounds right, because that's right around when Caleb. Yeah, I think that's about right. I was going to say 06.
When was he there? I know he was. I can't find him. I'll have to look it up.
You're the worst Googler in America.
I'm looking at rosters, man. We'll find it. Coming up next, we've got Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, now moving into the tournament, it's time to be playing our best basketball in March. And nobody on our team feels like that we have maxed out yet. And so that's something we've been really working hard on this week, is just every day finding a way to get better. And, teams that get better between the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, I feel like are ones that can really make a run and a push. And that's what we want to be, is one of those teams that maxes out and plays our best basketball here in March. Yeah, well, we've been, we've been working, we've had a little idle time as coaches, so we've been working really hard and, kind of possibilities and talking through potential opponents. And so now, we'll put the final touches on, scouting report for Richmond and be ready for practice tomorrow and likely traveling. And it's going to be a quick turnaround, but our kids are more than ready to have a game against a different opponent.
March into savings with Edwards Kia's March Mania lease special. Lease the 2025 Kia 4 EX starting at just $209 a month. A fresh new ride at an unbeatable price. This is what March Mania looks like. March into savings in a big way. Or lease the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at just $499 a month. Don't wait. March into savings right now at Edwards Kia.
Yeah, well, you just have to do everything in your power to, prepare the best that you possibly can, because you only get one chance at this, and especially for Rink and I, being seniors, is our last chance to, get this tourney win for this program. So we're going to do everything in our power to prepare the best that we possibly can. And I think we're just bringing that urgency and trying to spread that to the rest of the team. I think really well. There's obviously things we need to clean up, but that part of that is the scout team doing a good job of giving us a look at Troy and what they're going to do. So I almost take it as a positive if we get our butts kicked that first day, because that means that scout team's giving us a look, and we're not going to be surprised when it comes to the game. So, I feel like we've had good energy these past few days, and we're just going to make sure as leaders to make sure everyone else has that energy.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
The first pitch to him. Line drive, base hit center field. Here comes Sanderson to score. Buck to follow. Welcome to 2026 Redstones. It's black magic here in the bottom of the ninth. And the Huskers have shattered the hearts of the Black Bears. They have rallied to win it. Another walk-off. Nebraska 8, Maine 7.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, brought to you by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by the voice you just heard, Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network. Ben, how are we doing this morning?
Much better, fellas. I'm feeling great. Thanks for the call back.
Benny Mac, it is so good to see your shiny face. And look, in your honor, I have something that I have no business using.
I was about to say, when was the last time you used one of those?
It would have been 2025, and I was designated putter for our foursome. Apparently, I have good depth. Can't read a green.
See, I kind of thought you'd be good off the box.
No, I'm a little bendy in the old wrist because of baseball. So I have not made the Ben McLaughlin transition of a guy that could swing it and throw it to a guy that actually swing a stick. And it's like I'm still worried about rolling my wrist over, and you're like, DB, that's the wrong sport. But you know what you would love doing with me, Ben, aside from babysitting, is I do have a decent touch around the green, but it would fit right with our personality because I can't read a green. You would be the guy that says, aim for here.
Yes.
Like, do that. Like if you could be that guy for me, and I'd be like, ooh, look at me.
I always thought I would be, in another life, I would be a good golf caddy because I can't really execute what I want to do, but I'm good at telling people what to do.
Yeah, I'm afraid you would choke me though. Like, could you really be a good caddy?
Probably not for you, but for somebody like Scotty Scheffler, I feel like maybe.
Okay.
That reminds me of Sharpie. So when we would play golf, he was not a good golfer. He would every shot was like you were making a charge at Augusta on Sunday, and he was coaching you through it. All right, so you got a tree here. You want to be short of that bunker. Your miss is left, and of course, I would hit a bad shot and be like, yep, you didn't want to be there. I'm like, I wasn't trying to hit it there, man. I'm not good golf. I'm not a good golfer. So, I know I didn't want to be in the water, but
that's Ben. That's my favorite thing is when you're golfing with somebody that's really good and can actually put the ball where they want it. And they're like, I actually appreciate it when they take you seriously and you're like you're talking about, you're like, hey, we want to lay up in front of that bunker here. Got to keep it left a little bit though to stay out of the, got a little tree overhang here. But then you're just like, that's all terrific information to have. I'm not capable of making it matter at all. That's just not in the bag.
Well, then there's one of two things to the amateur golfer. It's you go back and all right, head down, aim left, weight on the front foot, ball first. And then you do that enough times and by hole 14, you're like, screw it. I'm just hacking at this thing. It goes where it needs to go.
Man, I'm just telling you, even I could probably caddy for Scotty Scheffler, though.
That's true. He could caddy for himself.
just keep me for manual labor. Hey, but B Mac, if there's anything I can do, it's carry equipment.
Yeah, and hey, you undersell that, but I need that. I don't have 9 arms, so it is what you designate that as your job, but it is a necessary job. I do need somebody to help me carry the stuff.
I appreciate that. Head down, walk fast. I can definitely do that.
You used to have like training camp flashbacks, or you're just like, all right, Rook, grab the bags.
No, Ben is very. How would you describe your personality once we're packing up and we need to get the stuff on the truck? Deliberate?
I would say like this might be over the line, but like I wasn't at Normandy on World War II, but that's kind of how it is. Like we got business to do. I do not want to miss this bus. And on it, like I love Kyle to death, but like that's something that like we're gonna have to coach him on. Like urgency matters in situations like that. And he is so meticulous when he packs his things up. I'm like, brother, we can reorganize this on the bus. That's the beauty of this whole deal is we have an hour and 15-minute bus ride to where you can structure this backpack however you want. But for the 4 minutes that I need you from the booth to the bus, we're going to have to just pile it in.
Bless your heart. That was the kindest way to say get your ass in gear.
We're going to have a talk with Kyle about maybe there's a happy medium between the meticulousness and Normandy.
Just
like, maybe
there's got to be a middle ground there somewhere.
Well, it takes us 4 minutes just to clean up all the waters we get him.
I have nothing to do with that. That's all him. And then he had the audacity at Auburn to get after me for bringing in a second water. And I was like, listen, hot. Don't call my kettle black. Like this is an appropriate amount of water. I finished. I even finished the first one. It's not like I had 2 full ones. I just needed another one. And he's like, second water already, huh? I'm like,
plus or minus 2. How many bottles were at Arrowhead on the floor?
Oh my gosh.
8?
Was that the worst one?
Yeah. Because we gave him a hard time, and then it went from like 8 to like 6. But I mean, it's always 5+.
He also had a cold that day.
Yep.
Like I had this weekend doing the games, and so I think he was just like, he had that. It was his first broadcast. Like there was a lot going on, so he'll get some grace for me there. But
I just don't want him mean to me, so I try to be as nice as possible.
To me, it was more the tantrum at home when he realized that we didn't have bottles of water.
Oh, yeah.
And we just had the cups. And you know what we had in the booth the next Saturday? Bottles of water. Yeah. Made it 6 days.
That is hilarious. God bless KC. And for such a low maintenance eater too, like 90% of the things he couldn't care less about, but that 10%, it matters. I want to know the difference because I can, I talk to you enough. I can hear the difference in like the 14th ball at Auburn versus the walk-off the other night. How he just gives me
you just gave him PTSD. He just had a flashback.
Dude, nobody could appreciate the conversation between you and Kyle during that stretch like I could. Just
the funniest thing is he had the GoPro on at Auburn, and I don't remember if it was. I think it was after it was before the really bad inning. I think it was the 8th maybe on that Sunday. Where I look at him and I was like, I think we could maybe turn that off. Like, and he's like, yeah, we're probably good. Like, for those that can't see me, I'll do a demonstration here on the table. But like, this was me calling the game on Sunday. Like my forehead was on the table like this, and like yeah, it was rough. And I felt for our guys. Like. You ever seen that Kanye West meme where his eyes are like, yeah, and the caption is how? It's like throw strikes. How? Like no, I don't know what was going on, but like they were trying so hard and nobody could throw a strike. And as frustrating as it was for me having to talk about it, it had to have been 10 times as frustrating for those guys that had to go through that.
Who was was it Oregon a couple years ago in the Supers?
Yeah, when I came back and did the show in the morning, I was like, I felt bad.
Yeah, where there's a certain point where
remember he could, all the gnats and stuff were flying around.
And they were chanting the numbers, weren't they?
Yeah.
Where was that at?
It was
A&M does that.
A&M, yeah, they were.
He threw 44 pitches and I think like 36 balls or something like that.
That's
like
rough.
there is something unbelievably uncomfortable about just watching people who cannot throw strikes. I would rather watch somebody get shelled.
Yeah.
Oh man, you can see it.
Oh yeah,
how agitated they are. Like Maine, we saw it with Maine this weekend. Like those poor guys that we had just walked off the day before. They brought those same kids back in on Saturday when the grease wasn't only hot, there was a grease fire. And those guys 100% had PTSD. You could just see how fidgety they were, like reaching at their glove, tucking their shirt in, reaching their glove, like walking around the mound. And I can say I felt for them now because we won. I wouldn't have felt for them had we lost. But you can just see the distress, and you better believe our guys can see that, or the Auburn could have saw it. Like you can see it when your opponent is in it with you. Like you better believe you can see it.
That's why I think baseball is the hardest of the true skilled team sports. I know I get a little pushback on that sometimes, but part of it is the downtime in between maybe kicking it or swinging at a ball you shouldn't have, or the inability to find the zone. Like there's so much time with yourself in baseball and a team sport. It can go when we've seen it. You've seen great play. You just don't get the yips because
you forget how to
do it. It's like baseball, you're really, really good at something if you do it 1 out of 3 times. Like it's just a game of managing failures, which is kind of why I like it so much.
Well, and there's just absolutely the worst part about the scenario we're talking about, whether it's with Maine, whether it's with Nebraska, whether it's with Oregon, is when a guy can't throw strikes, there's absolutely 0 people that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to hide. Like you cannot get bailed out. Like you could be the worst defender in the world in basketball. And if you've got your guy now, Ryan Kalkbrenner, behind you, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Like you could just get scorched and LaMelo Ball can just be like, oh, what's defense? And Kalkbrenner's like, don't worry, I got you, homie.
Yeah.
Or in football, you could be a corner and just get absolutely you could fall down. And the quarterback can either get pressured, he can throw a bad ball, the wide receiver can drop it. Like when you can't throw a strike, there is just nothing to do except try and figure out some way in the next what's the pitch clock? 30 seconds?
Yeah.
In the next 30 seconds to just not be that person anymore.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about baseball too, is it's not just on the mound. Like the second baseman for Maine clearly had the yips throwing the ball, and it was uncomfortable watching him throw.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that 5-run 9th inning start? A ground ball to second base. And Mac Moyer, he knew that. Like it was the first time that kid had to. All of his throws were like little lollipop throws, John Lester pickoff type throws to first. And this was the first time he had to send one.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew Moyer was a plus speed guy out of the box, spiked it right into the ground, and Moyer ends up at second. That started the whole rally in that 9th inning. We needed one guy to reach base to kind of plant the doubt of a team that had lost 12 in a row at that point. And even though they were leading by such a wide margin, you could immediately see the doubt start to creep in when that happened. And Damon knows this. Like the ball is going to find you in this sport. Like you might be able to hide behind a 7-1 center and hoops. There's no hiding behind a 94-mile-an-hour exit velocity ground ball up the middle that you have to go make a play on.
Let me ask you something. As this team is kind of they're showing some perseverance, what's the myth versus the reality? We always talk about Bolt Ball and that he's gritty just because of his pressers and sometimes I think we forget how he really wants to play, but then we watch a team, eke one out or hit and run or be really putting pressure on him. We say, oh, that's bolt ball. Like when you are around him and you watch what kind of offense you think he wants, how close is that to perception that he just as soon want to grind things out versus, hey man, I'd like to go just shopping at the Gap and go, home to second to score. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that this offense is built is kind of how he wants it to look, right? Like think about when this offense is at its best. Particularly like when down in Texas, right? When DC was rolling, Overbeek was going, Sandy was going, and then you had some guys that were struggling, right? Like the transition from Moyer into center was just getting started. Jeter was still struggling. Like you had some guys that weren't going yet. But in terms of how the offense looks now with Moyer in the leadoff spot, which is like, that's what he wants in the top of the lineup. Just some grimy, unopposing looking dude that's going to slash it through the left side. He's going to give you a good at bat with 2 strikes. His OBP's over 500. He's going to steal bases. Like he's got some sneaky pull side pop, but he's more the opposite way, right? And then you think of the bottom of the lineup when you get guys like Stokes now and Worthley and Grigo and some of these guys that are table setters and they can do those grimy things that Damon's talking about, but you also have the ability to leave the ballpark with guys like Carey and Overbeek and Sanderson and Kitchens. And I think being multiple is really important. And that's how he's been able to construct this lineup where you're not having to, you think about that Bryce Matthews, Max Anderson, Charlie Fisher team where they set the school record in homers, right? Like Nebraska wasn't winning unless they were walking, blooping, and blasting teams to death. And then you had kind of the opposite of that last year where no one could slug really. And now you got a nice blend to where you can do it a lot of different ways. And when you start to get guys like Nunez and Grigo and Stokes and you get some of these and Jeter, when you get some of these guys going, like there was a game on Saturday when the big 3 where I think was 0 for 11 and Nebraska still had 12 or 13 hits as a team.
Yeah, well, Jeter, he added 40 points to his batting average in the last 4 games. I remember because I asked about him a couple weeks ago to Kyle when I said, who was the guy that he felt like would get it going that's a little bit on the struggle bus? Was it Devin, Jeter, or Rhett at that time? And I think we agreed that Worthley shouldering the load of handling the staff was going to allow – he needed some time at the plate. But Ben, he doesn't strike out, and he's starting to barrel things up here pretty good. Is this closer to the Worthley you expected?
Yeah, and I think a little bit like Hogan last year, Helixo.
Yeah,
like I think his average is misleading. Like I think if you were to look at quality ABs and just average exit velo on balls in play, like. He's not DC level, but he's probably top half on the team of, I would say, hard hit balls. And Nunez, I'd put in that category too, right? Like that kid's had more 100+ mile hour exit velo outs than anybody else on the team. Like 105, 107. He's hitting the ball hard, just right at guys. And Jeter is way better than a 220 hitter.
Yep.
And when you walk and like there's a difference between a 220 hitter or 200 hitter that looks outmatched in the box that you're just kind of hoping you run into one against a 200 220 hitter that is working 3-2 counts, coming back from an 0-2 count, getting it 2-2 and then hitting a barrel, right? Like he did not look outmatched the first few weeks. And so you knew the hits were going to start coming and you knew some of the luck, so to speak, would start coming. And not to say that what he's done the last 2 weeks is lucky. Like, I think he's really starting to get comfortable. And he's kind of just a bulldog. Like, if you ever spend time talking to him, like, he's named after Derek Jeter.
Not short on confidence.
No. I mean, you can't be if you're named after Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
And he feels like he belongs. And that's the best thing about him going 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts is the next game he thinks he's going to go 4 for 4. There's not a lot of head hanging and the most important thing, DB, is like what you started with. It's not translating to his defense. He is more than handling himself behind the plate.
Let me ask you, did you see, I get the power numbers from Jet Buck, right? And the strikeouts are up, but you're going to get that with him. Did you see the poultry average up to this point?
Honestly, it's kind of gone how I thought.
Okay.
I think he's always going to be a very streaky hitter because there was that stretch where he was like at Auburn where he had one hit of the series and it was a homer. And then I think he went 0 for at least the first game, maybe the first 2 games on the homestand. And Bolt just like he needs a day. He needs a day to just sit and watch it. And since then, he's just been tearing the cover off the ball. The power numbers still surprise me a little bit because he was never a power hitter. He hit like 1 home run in his life until like 3 years ago. And then all of a sudden he's popping for, 10 plus home runs down at Washburn. So I was hoping that would translate. We heard some good things and saw some good things from him on the power department in the fall, but then he had the hamate bone surgery on his hand, and I was a little worried about that. But I think he's always going to be a little bit up and down. But I'm with you, DB. Like even with that slump, he was still hitting over 300.
Yep.
Like I think he was like 1 for 16 or 17 at one point with 9 Ks, and you look down, he's still hitting 309. Like, he's always going to have that gap power, that double power. But yeah, when he hits it, it goes.
Yeah, shame on you for being about a day or 2 late on your preseason projection that by March we'd know Grigo's name. So
yeah,
I don't know what took you so like. That was a crazy, an egregious Benny Mac missing it by
a full week,
by a couple of days in March on your Drew Grigo call.
He's a stud, man.
Oh yeah,
like
I saw his act in high school. I was like, yeah, I think that dog will hunt.
That's gonna work.
Well, and it's funny too because like you look at him and he looks like a Michael Pritchard kind of like not
good.
You shouldn't be
good
that good at this sport, like when he's going out to left field or right field at Auburn, the McCrane brothers at 6'5", 6'6" aren't thinking anything of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, hold this 105-mile-an-hour line drive to right field. Like,
yeah, and McCrane had probably just hit a piss rocket to leave the yard right before that too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. But that's the thing I love about Drew is he just like doesn't care, like a little bit like I would say a cross between Pritchard and Hallmark a little bit, like where he's just like, this is a game, this is a ball, you're going to pitch it, I'm going to hit it, and that's how this is going to go. And so that's why I think he's able to have those big moments, like, yeah, the walk-off, but that triple that he hit in the 8th, like, was just a shot of adrenaline into that third base dugout. That was a bigger hit than the walk-off, in my opinion, because it really got the dugout going. And he's so emotional. He plays with such emotion and pride that, it's hard to ignore even in a practice. So that's why he stuck out to me. And I know that's why he probably stuck out to you in high school. It's like when it matters that much. And
his dad was pretty sweet. His dad was pretty sweet at Bellevue too.
Yeah. So, and when you work as hard as he does, like the game's going to reward guys like that.
Ben, I want to ask you about Dylan Carey here because obviously, the numbers are just jumping off the page. But when you look at who he's been kind of up in his career to this point, you're kind of 288, 290 last year. You got the 8 home runs, whatever. But just a third of the way through the season, both basically in terms of games and at-bats for him, he's more than halfway on his way to total base total from last year. He's halfway on his way to total hits from last year. He's over halfway on his way to home runs from last year. Like how much the batting average is 100 points up. The OPS is 300 points up. Like how much of this do you look at and say, hey, early season, you got some non-con in there, only a kind of a smaller sample size, especially for baseball, 18 games isn't a ton versus, hey, he's done something in which has really elevated his game this year from last year.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of fits what I've seen just from Dylan personally. Like, Dylan is the nicest kid ever, right? Like, he's always going to ask you how your day is. Comes from a great family, very respectable young man, and a little bit too nice at times, I would say. The first fall scrimmage I went to, he changed his walkout song to "No More Mr. Nice Guy," and I was like, okay, like, I respect it. And that's kind of how it's been with him. Is he was pissed off he did not get drafted. Like, we all thought he was done. He thought he was done. He came to Lincoln and cleaned his locker out. Like, and I've been kind of saying behind the scenes, like, other teams should be worried about a pissed off Dylan Carey. So I kind of throw out what he's done to his career at this point, and the big knock on him with evaluation was the lack of power. Well, he went and had a great summer at Driveline down in Arizona, and he's really focused on his consistency on pitch selection, his approach with two strikes, more importantly, his exit velo, and making sure that that's at an elite level. And you're seeing the rewards of that. Obviously, he was banged up this weekend and dealing with some soreness. And so that's something to pay attention to. I hope it's not something that's going to linger on, especially in a week like this when you got 5 games against good teams. That's something I'm paying attention to. But no, to answer your question, Robbie, it wouldn't shock me to see. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a 400 hitter with 30 homers, but to keep that OPS hovering over 1,000, like, I don't think that's out of the question with what I've seen from him and the consistency that I've seen that from him at the plate.
Yeah, the crazy thing about him too is, I mean, he's fielding at like a 985 clip too. So you're getting it from a two-way deal. Let me ask you something, B. I'm always got to take advantage of the depth. So this is health withstanding, right? For a guy like Timmerman or Clevenger, maybe Unger, of guys. Maybe it's just Kevin finding the strike zone more consistently, but they have a lot of guys that they can go to that have more than 3 innings already out of the bullpen. If you're going to give me an X factor that could stabilize that thing, if Katsky's the 4th guy in the rotation behind Horn, Blockowitz, and Jasa, who is it out of the bullpen that you want me to watch?
If things are going the way that the coaches want them to go and feeling good about it, the 2 guys that are going to be in those types of moments all the time are the 2 guys that you've seen with Unger and with Cannell. I have been, unfairly to Kevin. I have had a lot more expectation around him because of his experience coming from the SEC. He's married. He's an older guy who's been through it and knows what this sport's all about. And I think he's been a lot better the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, the walks have come down.
Yeah, and he's missing barrels. And he ran into the Michigan State game where he ran into the 1 barrel. He had the unlucky fly ball in right field that was lost in the lights, and then 2 batters later had the 3-run homer. So his line looked crooked, but I don't think if you watched how it happened was anything to panic about. And so I think I had a higher level of expectation for him. Not to say he's fallen completely short of that. I think he's been exceptional at times. There's been times where he's been unhittable. But the guy that has really maybe impressed me more than anybody else on the roster, period, is Jay-Sean Unger. This kid, you think about his path to where he's at, right? He threw in 1 game last year as a freshman, and it was that Omaha disaster, and lets up a home run. Coaches really challenged him in the offseason, put his name in the transfer portal, had a great summer in the summer league, and then came back. And guys, they didn't ease him into it. The most tense moments you could have this entire season, Jay-Sean's been right in the middle of it, right? You think back to all of those games, the opening weekend number 2 down in Texas, the 3rd weekend at Auburn. He's the one that got us to extra innings. This last week against Maine, he's the reason why Nebraska is able to get out of some of these jams. And he is a fearless, hyper competitive guy. And you sprinkle some confidence on top of that, and he's going to be an absolute weapon and has. And so I've been really proud of the season that Jay Sean's put together.
Nice, because the strikes to walk ratio is just about 1-to-1. So it's not quite, it's obviously not where you want it. But for you, you're thinking just the experience mixed with the arm talent is almost kind of inevitable.
Yeah. Manel, you mean?
No, Unger.
So, like, here's Jay Sean, right? Bases loaded, nobody out against Maine, and it's tied. He walks in a run, and then able to get 2 pop-outs. He holds it to 2 runs. He gets 2 infield pop-outs and a strikeout and limits the damage to just 2. And then Nebraska's able to go walk it off from there. Like, he and Manel both are able to pitch themselves out of trouble. And you see this with Yasa too. Like 9 walks or 9 strikeouts to 6 walks against Michigan State. He pitched himself out of a lot of trouble. And that's what good pitchers do. And that's what you have to do. You have to do that. You can't just come in and just be clean all the time. That would be ideal. But what Jay Sean and Kevin and some of these other guys have been able to do is pitch themselves out of trouble.
You just keep cheering on my favorite Canadian too, okay? And
I will.
And C squared. Because
by the way, so I was talking with his dad last week, and he really wants to meet you because it's your opinion on him has made it all the way to Aurelia, Canada, and Dave is a huge DB guy now because you're such a supporter of Caleb.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it, so hopefully he doesn't ask me, but he's just relentless, man, and I cheer him on because I just do. I won't get super sentimental. I'm going to ask you about hoops before I get you out of here, B. With Nebraska going to OKC, and we're shipping Jess off. I think they're leaving at 10. Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you let it rip? Are you enough of the history? Like, what's Benny Mac's approach to looking at this basketball team?
My take won't surprise you at all, Damon. Like I could have told you the morning waking up on Selection Sunday how this was going to go, right? Like, it didn't matter who Nebraska was seeded against. The immediate thought was matchup nightmare. This isn't going to go well for the Huskers, right? Like, we had 12 Troy basketball experts on Twitter in 10 minutes. And I'm like, how is it even possible to know what you're getting into other than just looking at statistics, right? Like, and there's a difference between being physical and being a good rebounding team. Like, I'm talking to 2 hoop heads. Like, I don't need to explain this to you guys. And basketball is my 3rd sport in terms of knowledge, and I even know that. Like,
there is no way you could do this job every day without killing people publicly. Like, you just don't have any restraint in you.
Well, it's just like, guys, like, can we just for a second just take it for what it is? Like, is Troy a good team? Yeah, they're a good team. Every team in the tournament's a good team. Is Nebraska a good team? Yeah, Nebraska's been hovering around the top 10 for 2 months. Is Nebraska the better team? Hell yeah, they're the better team. Like, they're the better team. Anybody could beat anybody on a given day. We know that. Like, the A&M game. No, they weren't a great shooting team. Taylor went nuts behind the 3-point line. Like, basketball's a crazy game that in 40 minutes, anything can happen. Anybody can get hot. Anybody can get in foul trouble. Anybody could get hurt. Like, there's all these variables that come down to it. And you can put the pieces together on styles and statistics and personnel and things like that. But, like, Nebraska should win this game. If Nebraska doesn't win this game, obviously Troy did something well, but Nebraska didn't do a lot of things well. So I'm more on that camp. To me, the history stuff, like, yeah, obviously it's going to weigh on the team, right? Like, they're have all the weight on the shoulders of the history of the team, but I also think they're kind of embracing it. And you kind of said something when you asked a question, Damon, like, just go cut it loose. Just go play. Yeah. Like, you're a good enough team to go handle business against Troy. You're a good enough team to go compete against either McNeese or Vandy. Like, just do what you do and let the ball bounce where it may.
Yeah, and I have to be careful. I apologize, and you'd have smacked me for couching it, but I'm like, I'm not trying to say that fans don't matter. I love it. Like, I'll always take fans' proximity and supporting the team. But I don't care if they played that thing in Egypt. Like, at some point, it can't be about the feel-good story of Nebraska fans just taking over a place, right? And Colorado in football, or Memphis in basketball, or like you want to build a team where the environment doesn't matter. Like, just go win, right? Yeah. I love support, right? We talk about it in pregame at Maryland. Oh, look at all the Husker fans, and it's like, yeah, but still, at some point, you just, it's like, you want to move on from a team where they talk about who's going with you as a motivator for why you or how you can play well. Like, it's secondary.
Yeah, it's a good story before the game. It's a good story after the game, but we're not thinking about the crowd on 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
Like, we're not thinking about the crowd when we're 2 of 8 from 3-point land, or, the other team's leading 5-0 in the second inning. Like, we're not thinking about how cool it is that Husker fans are there. So I'm with you on that. Obviously, it's a huge benefit to have red in the stands. We know that, and the players know that. But, yeah, I think it's a little bit overstated too that, it's something that we think about and worry about when competition's going on.
I'm the last to know, of course. I just know that I'm doing a 2-hour spring preview, which is kind of in my wheelhouse because there are very few football nerds for 5th and 6th string guys. But are you double dipping? Because that's a 2 p.m. That's a 2 p.m. pitch for you.
Yeah.
Do you know
about what? What's the question?
Are we doing a pregame show
for hoops
for the spring game?
Oh, for football. Yeah, we're doing I think it's an hour.
See how you talk to me? What's the question, Damon? Damn it! Sorry, man.
No. Sorry, DB.
I'm totally used to it.
Ravi's like, what the hell's going on?
mean spirited.
No, I think we're doing a pregame. I haven't been asked to be involved. That it's fine. Like, they hear me enough. And
who would I be doing it with?
Well, Kyle and Jess and the people that matter. I'm kind of just the behind the scenes guy at football.
Dude, that's our pregame. They're not behind the scenes. You're who I talk to.
Yeah, but I think the whole pregame show is only an hour. So I don't think it's like
that's cool. Okay.
You and me for an hour. I think it's like everything, all encompassing. Just talk to the boss. You said she doesn't leave for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to reply to me, though.
She doesn't reply to you?
Oh, it just depends on her mood.
Fair enough. You'll have to address that with her.
And
she has no problem replying to me.
I can ask him, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that.
He's going to be in a car down to Wichita, so he's got time.
What time you guys leaving?
I'm actually not on Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm still a little bit on the mend. If you could have seen my buffet on Saturday of Kleenex, cough drops, Dayquil, liquid IV, emergency. The only thing I was missing was the DB.
Oh, my kit.
Pill organizer. Yeah. But I had, if we had like a client or somebody walk in the booth, they'd be like, "Is Ben okay? Like, what's going on at his workstation right now?" Like, there was a lot going on there.
You guys hate on my pill organizer, but you guys
I don't hate on it at all. In fact, I love it. I love it very much because you always have it. Like, what do you need? Do you have it alphabetized too?
No, it's color coded by size.
Fair. You only do so much with that.
That sounded horrible. It's weird.
Ravi, have you seen it? Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, he showed it to me the first time you talked about it. He brought it in from his car and was like, "Yeah, so I've got this."
The funniest thing ever was like the first time it got brought. It was like such like an under your breath thing. I don't know if it was me or Kyle's like, "I kind of have a headache." And Damon's like, "What do you need?" And he like whips it out. Like, he was so ready for somebody to have a problem that he could take care of. And he did. He delivered.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys with the backhanded compliments.
That's cool. Our guy, Ben McLaughlin from Husker Radio Network. Ben, great stuff as always. Continue to enjoy your Charlotte Hornets and their surge the last couple months. Been one of the best teams in the league.
We'll see you in the playoffs, baby.
And you know what? I'm not going to usher you out the door that quick for this year, but next year's NBA season is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Charlotte and the Jazz, and like there's just the Pacers will be. There's going to be so many good young teams. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm all in.
And your guy SGA is going to win his MVP, another MVP this year. I'm sure you're tickled.
Disgusting.
All right, I'll let you guys hash that one out.
Thanks, B.
See you, Ben.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you both.
You got it.
That's Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network. Let's take a quick break here. We will be, I don't know what, Rico, what are you doing? We're going to take a break. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, now moving into the tournament, it's time to be playing our best basketball in March. And nobody on our team feels like that we have maxed out yet. And so that's something we've been really working hard on this week, is just every day finding a way to get better. And, teams that get better between the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, I feel like are ones that can really make a run and a push. And that's what we want to be, is one of those teams that maxes out and plays our best basketball here in March. Yeah, well, we've been working, we've had a little idle time as coaches, so we've been working really hard and, kind of possibilities and talking through potential opponents. And so now, we'll put the final touches on, scouting report for Richmond and be ready for practice tomorrow and likely traveling. And it's going to be a quick turnaround, but our kids are more than ready to have a game against a different opponent.
March into savings with Edwards Kia's March Mania Lease Special. Lease the 2025 Kia 4 EX starting at just $209 a month. A fresh new ride at an unbeatable price. This is what March Mania looks like. March into savings in a big way. Or lease the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at just $499 a month. Don't wait. March into savings right now at Edwards Kia.
Yeah, well, you just have to do everything in your power to, prepare the best that you possibly can, because you only get one chance at this, and especially for Rink and I, being seniors, is our last chance to get this tournament for this program. So we're going to do everything in our power to prepare the best that we possibly can, and I think we're just bringing that urgency and trying to spread that to the rest of the team. I think really well. There's obviously things we need to clean up, but that part of that is the scout team doing a good job of giving us a look at Troy and what they're going to do. So I almost take it as a positive if we get our butts kicked that first day, because that means that scout team's giving us a look, and we're not going to be surprised when it comes to the game. So, I feel like we've had good energy these past few days, and we're just going to make sure as leaders to make sure everyone else has that energy.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Don't forget, we'll be at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill on Thursday for the watch party for Nebraska and the NCAA Tournament. We'll be there starting at 11. Nebraska tips at 11:40. And Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill will have specials as well on food and drinks. Make sure you come out, hang out with us, and it's the best place to watch the tournament all throughout. So make sure you're there as well. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's exciting.
I
just want you to know how much I love my company and my coworkers.
It's exciting.
So very much.
I'm gonna be honest. That tone of voice doesn't really.
No, I do. I love
convey sincerity.
I love my coworkers so much that I'm going to watch a game in public with people and a team that I actually care about,
which is not a thing you do very often.
Let's go. Yes.
Although we all know,
yes.
You love, famously love being out in public and, being exposed to lots of people. So
I'm the only person that was bummed over the 11:40 tip.
I know. You're like, can this thing be at 9 o'clock at night?
I was like, oh no, I can't pause the television.
You're like, I'm going to be in the open amongst the people.
Well, and you had to do it last year with Creighton.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But Louisville was drubbing them, they were drubbing Louisville. So you're like,
well, and it was honest. So here's the upside, right? Is if it goes well, it's actually kind of fun to be part of like an atmosphere where people are enjoying it.
I can't wait to cheer Nebraska on with you guys.
So are you going to have to do a rewatch?
It's going to be hard.
It's a busy day.
It's going to be hard that day.
And if they win, which I expect them to, I'm just going to move on.
Just push it.
But yeah, it's not giving me any anxiety at all.
You seem like you're doing really well with it.
I am managing it.
Well, I'm proud of you.
I said, hey, you guys know Nebraska's playing during this watch party.
Are you going to try and find like a corner?
And everybody was like, yeah. I was like, no, wait, you guys realize.
So it's really good for business, though. It's good for the bar.
Team player. God bless you.
Shane, I can tell you exactly where DB will be sitting. I know in the restaurant the exact place. Rico knows where it's at. He's going to be in that back corner. We call it the 50s and 60s. That's where he's going to be in that booth all the way in the back, and he's going to ask his guys over there, whether it's like Chase or Zeb.
That's fine.
To just be like, hey, can I get this one on? Can I get this one on Nebraska? And then can we get this one over here?
Whose voice is that?
And then
is that my voice?
Not really, no. I just wanted to differentiate so people knew it wasn't me talking. But that's 100% how that's going to go.
Oh no! See, I said that wrong. I wouldn't let Jacob sit on my lap, T-Mac. I just meant.
He'd be sitting right next to you, helping you out.
Yes.
There would be close proximity so that he could help you out as a consigliere.
But they were like conspiring with one another for the picks.
Austin said, "Don't worry, DB. I'll bring my box score to read to you for the entire game."
Do you need me to chat GPT the matchups so that we can make sure we know what we're watching?
Dude, another 5 seconds and B-Mac would have melted down.
I know. I thought he was going to. I was you could tell he was like, I'm pulling the ripcord. I'm getting out of here. I was like, no, B-Mac, you can stay. You can stay.
Did I record that entire almost meltdown? Yes, I did. Is it currently sitting on my phone and maybe a clip on Twitter later?
We had 12 Troy experts within a matter of 5 minutes.
All of which had not watched a single minute of Troy play basketball all year.
Dude, the beauty of Benny Mac is he just can't help himself.
Dan Coyote says, I just want the fan base to stop crying about everything all the time. It's embarrassing to be a Nebraska fan when people are scared of schedules. Hard to be a winner when we act like losers.
No comments, Joe. Hey, Grok, why did Nebraska score on that last possession?
Hey, Brock, why is Troy such a terrible matchup for Nebraska?
Jimmy Neutron is a trope. We got some real issues.
Tyga says High Point has maybe the nicest campus in the U.S. It's a resort.
I would actually agree.
It's a resort, man.
So you know what's funny about that, Tyga, is during our draft, there was quite a bit of consternation on somebody taking High Point before another guy did. High Point did not go until pick 79, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But they didn't get picked again until 103.
Oh, so there's a little gap there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the High Point
what is that? 9.5, 10?
Yeah, it was 9.5 yesterday when it opened up with Wisconsin, and it still was last night. I don't know. I haven't checked yet this morning, but that's a place where, so my buddy that coaches down there at NAI, they played an exhibition with High Point.
Yeah.
And he showed me some video of the facilities and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
So Eric Alford,
they're just rich for no reason.
Was famously from High Point.
Yeah. They just are papered up for absolutely no reason.
Yeah. Isn't it like the furniture capital of the world?
Yeah. So Asheville, North Carolina, I believe is it's a furniture hub.
Yeah.
Or a manufacturing hub.
Must have a lot of wood.
They must. Maybe they call it Next Gen. No, because it makes. No, I got
Where's
nothing.
the foul?
No.
Didn't we talk about this off air 2 hours ago?
What?
It's not joke Tourette's. It's like you just can't not.
That's my bad.
So stupid.
Austin, what was the prank you were going to pull? It was funny, but I told you not to do it because I thought DB would never speak to you again.
What was it?
I can't remember what it was though. He was going to troll you about something, and I was like, I think he might actually kill you. I think that would actually ruin the relationship.
What was it?
I can't remember.
North Carolina?
I don't remember what the prank was.
He's gonna want to tell me.
Yeah, he's coming.
He can't not tell me.
He's coming in. It left my brain. It was funny, but I was like, I think DB would hate you forever.
What was it, AJ?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear myself. Okay. Gotcha.
So sit down for this.
This is originally plotted up on the Saturday of girls state basketball. I was sitting next to Sasha, and I was like, hey, as my boss, what prank is too far that I could be fired for? So I started there, and then I worked my way back. So from there, I was like, Sasha, it'd be really funny is if you said, and it was originally intended for a Ravi and DB prank. And I said, it'd be really funny is on March 31st at 10 p.m. You just say, hey, late email, new Next Gen reads for you guys. If you guys could just read these tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And then it would be Ravi going, hey, Next Gen Mail Medical, great sponsor of the show. We love them here on Hurrdat Sports Live. And if you're anything like me, I go in because, I don't perform in the bedroom. And I am going to make sure that I'm getting these taken care of. And then I would parlay it over to Damon then and be like, no, specifically, we need you guys to talk about how inept you guys are in this. And that was my plan. Now, to be fair, pitching it to Sasha, she thought it'd be funny with Ravi. When I pitched it to Ravi to do to Damon, Ravi immediately said, that's a really bad idea.
That'd be a horrific idea.
But Damon, imagine the clicks. Think of the views.
Yeah, that you have to really have me be a Ron Burgundy too, because there's no way I'd agree to that.
So I told him there's a couple problems. Number one, if you actually pull this off, DB may never speak to you again, and that could be pretty awkward in the workplace. Number two,
I've done that before. I can pull it off.
Number two, I just want everybody to get along. Number two, we don't actually get reads from Next Gen. They just allow us to kind of talk about our experiences. So having all of a sudden be like, oh, Next Gen wants you to have these reads would be a red flag to you in the first place. So
Yeah, that's not.
I said, I said it. Hand
you
up.
have too much free time. Like, who's thinking of that?
I don't. I only do my pranking during work hours. That's the difference. So it's part of my Asana task.
Avery says, hearing AJ yell this story while sitting in my office right now.
This is literally just a normal tone. So anyway, but hand up, and Ravi can agree. I said I value my relationship with DB enough. I will not make him do this.
Well, thank you.
He's like, if you think it would be actually detrimental to the relationship, I won't do it.
I'd have to question it for a couple of days.
I was like,
but I could probably shake it off eventually.
Yeah, if you get an email on Wednesday, March 31st, that's about Next Gen Reads, you know what they're about. So just be very cautious.
Dude said inept. Wow.
Shane, you should clip out that story from AJ very strategically. And
why are you giving him what are we doing?
What was that? That was creepy.
Probably Sasha laughing her head off at you the other day.
No, that was Austin.
Wow.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Well, I was going to talk about other stuff, but the show's pretty much over, so that's fine.
No, it's
I
not.
did say that I would do it. I've also value my relationship with Damon, but I think I have a good enough relationship. It would have been fine.
And I would expect that more from Rico, even though originally I thought Rico was going to be the safe one.
Oh, he's definitely not the safe one, but
remember, I totally pegged that wrong.
Austin is definitely more mischievous.
It's surprising, but not being around them now.
Yeah.
Like, Austin's more mischievous. I'm more chaotic.
Austin stays on the gas.
Yes.
Like he's constantly poking.
His mind is constantly looking for things like that. Like he's just constantly in like prank mode. And I'm like, hey, every once in a while, I just have to be like, hey, this is the thing that's actually happening. I need you to acknowledge that you understand this, and then you can go back to being sarcastic and pranky. But I need you to acknowledge the thing that's actually happening.
I'm more of a
Austin's gonna keep going, just constant go mode. I'm just gonna run through a wall once, then sit down for a bit.
Yeah, he's
like, my work is done.
I mean, Rico's kind of like that, like when Bella gets the zoomies.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just gonna go crazy for a second, and then he's like, oof, I need a Baja Blast. You gotta chill here.
By the way, are you wishing me luck? This is the longest she will have not been in her kennel. So what do you guys think I'm gonna come home to? I haven't even looked at the ring. I'm trying not to even.
I mean, you can't do anything about it. So what's the matter?
No. So I just practice my putting stroke and I stand. There's a little anxiety.
Dang said, yeah, Austin is like a garden gnome. Just constantly doing stuff.
Dank's got loose lately. His social media game has blossomed.
I think you are. Listen, I've got faith in Bella. I think you've got a, and you've test run a couple times, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I think you're going to be good.
Can I pet that dog?
Hour and a half has been our max.
Yeah. So this is what, like 3.5? It'll be.
Yeah, almost 4.
So that's not terrible. Yeah. You know, just trying it out here.
Are you looking forward to any hoops tonight?
I mean, obviously, I'll watch the.
I know you're going to watch
4.
South Alabama and Auburn.
You know, I hope South Alabama beats them so badly.
But you know what they'll say? Auburn will say they weren't.
No, we didn't care because we didn't make the NCAA tournament. Blah 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 blah. Shut up, idiots.
Who do you have? Texas or NC State?
I'm just out of principle going to root for NC State because of the Texas SEC nonsense. They shouldn't even be there. I want UMBC to beat Howard because UMBC's Twitter account is phenomenal. When they made the run last time or I guess didn't make a run. When they beat Virginia, they were killing it on Twitter. When they made it back to the tournament, they were pretty funny as well. So I'm just here for the UMBC social media activity. So rooting for them, and then obviously rooting for NC State because
Rico, Texas or NC State?
NC State. Actually, no, Texas, because I want Ravi to be mad.
It's a lot of good people.
So you say that they're mean to you.
Come on, man.
They actively rage bait me to get content. Like actively. And because they know I can't help myself.
Yeah.
And so,
Ravi,
like, you should have been there for the USC Nebraska post game show. Austin was just look at him laugh. He knows. So Austin was co-hosting with me, and we're at Beer House down in Lincoln. And he is just like he like found a couple things that were just setting me off. And so he just kept poking at those. And then Rico shows up, who had been attending the game. And I don't know about Rico's sobriety at this point in the evening. And he just gave us this hand here. And so he was just whatever the final thing, like whatever last word that Austin had said to rage bait me, he would just repeat it. So people were talking about, Signetti or whatever. And he'd be like, yeah, Signetti. And then this was like 40 minutes of the post game show was them straight rage baiting me.
Fresh off the heels of a guy with a broken leg. And we're like,
yes.
Yeah.
And
I was traumatized after SC.
Damon? It worked so well.
One of my complete meltdowns was about if he didn't break his bleeping leg, they probably win the game, dummies. So yeah, that was a fun show. So we both get it. It's just in different ways. They just actively try and rage bait me as a content farm.
You don't go to war with warm milk and cookies.
Is that what it is? You guys are at Normandy with Ben McLaughlin, just
all
going to
in.
war?
All in.
All right, that is the show for.
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
Congrats to Tyga for being the 69th person in the bracket challenge.
Oh, I have. Is it post play-in or when's the deadline?
Thursday at 11:15, I think technically, but you should get in before that. Probably.
No, it'd be about 10:58, like last year. Remember?
Yeah, you're like, I gotta make some pictures.
I was like, I can't get it to work.
I was like, DB, you shouldn't have waited until 10 minutes before tip off.
I was like, do I need to log out? Can you log me back in? I'm gonna figure it out this time without asking for your help.
I believe you. I'm looking forward to it.
I hate your delivery.
Don't forget to join the bracket challenge. I've tweeted it out. Hurrdat Sports retweeted it as well, or you can just look for Hurrdat Sports Live. It is a public bracket. You don't have to have a secret password or anything like that. You can find Hurrdat Sports Live in the ESPN bracket challenge and join us. There will be a prize pack from Hurrdat Brand Goods and Hurrdat Sports Bar for our winner, who we cannot let be Shane this year.
No.
Cannot be Shane.
That was so fluky.
Not eligible to win prizes anyway, so it would go to somebody else. But just for our sanity, can't be Shane. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. We will be back tomorrow with more.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.